for Lumberjack Football on 1240 KOFE AM St. Mary's, your home for Lumberjack sports all year long. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the action live from the field. Gonna have a throw by Barda. Oh, it's a beautiful throw and catch to Julian Grimaldo. He's gone down the far sideline. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. Barda pitches it to Gibson. Gibson, he's still on his feet. Bounces off a couple of guys, gets the edge, and he's going to take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsors and hope that you'll do the same. Without them, these game broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now let's take you to the field where Tim Parrish will bring you the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. And go Lumberjacks! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as we get set for a Central Idaho League matchup featuring your St. Mary's Lumberjacks hosting the Spartans of Priest River. We've got just about an hour until kickoff, and we've got our Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kick off for you coming up over this next hour. It is about 50 degrees on this fall evening here in St. Mary's. Cloudy skies. Supposed to be about 47 degrees at kickoff, probably about 43, 44 degrees towards halftime. Going to be a chilly night here in St. Mary's. And the Lumberjacks also tonight, they decided they wanted to have a special, they have these events, I guess you could call them events or themes in the volleyball and stuff like that. So the football team wanted to have whiteout night. So the Lumberjacks, instead of wearing their traditional green home jerseys, they are in their white with black pants tonight. They're encouraging all you fans, if you're listening to the pregame before you head out to the field, to bring your white, dress in white, and come out and white out the bleachers. These Spartans, they are in all black tonight with their orange numerals and black helmets and looking pretty sharp themselves. A lot of the players wearing some pink socks or pink gloves, pink armbands, pink cleats in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So ought to be a good night of football. Got a couple of pretty good teams here this evening, I do believe. St. Mary's record doesn't necessarily, people might say, you say a good team. Well, St. Mary's statistically has been a tough opponent all year long. They haven't gotten a few things to go their way. They could easily be, what is the record right now? They could easily be 3-3, 2-4, somewhere around there. Things haven't gone their way quite in some of those close games. So tonight, St. Mary's hoping to get that win here at home, and they're hoping to end the Priest River Spartans 4-game win streak. In any case, like I said, it is going to be a cold one tonight. We will be recognizing the volleyball seniors tonight. They had their senior night this last Tuesday when they hosted Timberlake. So we will recognize the seniors from the volleyball team on the air this evening during our broadcast. But for right now, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and get you our interview that we did with head coach Greg Rouse.
Show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1FCU. With our exclusive high school and college design, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original, 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for the home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2666. 2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Here we have head coach Greg Rouse as the Lumberjacks get set to take on the Priest River Spartans here tonight. Coach, Grangeville wasn't quite how we hoped it to go, obviously, but one thing that kind of stood out to me was the effort and intensity that the Jacks played with throughout the game. They just seem to have a different kind of energy about them playing against Grangeville. What are your thoughts on that game?
Always a competitive game. We get after it. We put up the offensive numbers that I really wanted to see finally, but we did it in the second half again. We're still that second half team. So one of our goals is to break that pattern and become, get a good start in the first half team as well. Even if we could have divided those points up between the first and second half, that would have been what we needed. But the enthusiasm is good. The competition was good. I mean, everybody rises up for that game on both schools. So it's a competitive game. We know that. We just let them get too much in that first quarter and even the whole first half, and then we're playing catch up in the second half. So
yeah. You had to start a freshman at cornerback against Grangeville's best receiver last week, and according to my numbers, he was thrown at 6 times and only allowed 1 catch that actually counted for anything. What are your thoughts on how Nathan did?
Nathan did great. We were watching him as the year progressed, and so I decided to give him a start this week, or last week here, and he just did outstanding. He really stepped up to the job. We had 2 freshmen playing, and people don't realize that it's a young defense. The majority are sophomores and freshmen, and then we sprinkled in a few, and plus we had, sick, again, we had the sickness, and so we were missing one of our senior starters, and, on defense and offense, but, so it's been kind of a crazy year with all the sickness, and I was hoping to kind of get through it, but I was hoping that would happen after about 3 weeks, and maybe you have to put up a starting lineup, So this week, he's going to be back there. We're going to see how he does.
Another player that had a pretty good game, and he had a good game the first game of the season, and he's been kind of quiet the rest of the year until against Grangeville. Your junior wide receiver, Isaiah Gustav, he was our player of the game, but what do you think led to his success against Grangeville?
Well, I think Isaiah's been working hard, and, when we looked at their defense, there was an opportunity there, and we seized that opportunity. I think we had a little bit of a mismatch, too, at the corner, and Isaiah was just, faster and better than he was, and so we saw that, and they kind of exploited it, and Isaiah was, able to take advantage of it. But he's been doing a good job. He's been working on his routes and getting open, and so he's been there, and the way they stacked the box, to stop the run, it left that open on the outside, and so we were able to take advantage of that.
All right, we're talking with head coach Greg Rouse before St. Mary's takes on the Priest River Spartans. We'll take a quick break and be back with more.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's an art, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Any adventure, any task, anytime. There's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Son Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Son Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. ATVs are recommended for use only by riders age 16 years and older. ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. For safety and training information, see your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887.
We are here with head coach Greg Rouse. Tonight, the Lumberjacks hosting the Priest River Spartans. The last two games of the season, regular season, are home games, so that's always nice. The Spartans, though, they're having a pretty decent year, 4-2 record. I looked through the all the way back to 2013 or so, and we're 8-1 against Priest River. But they're having a good year, so they're definitely not a team to sleep on. What do you know about Priest River?
They didn't play varsity football last year. Just did JV, trying to build up. This year they've been playing. The one thing is they've been playing a lot of Washington teams, some of the smaller schools out north, and we don't have any comparison as far as comparable opponents to do that. So that leaves a little bit of room. But as far as playing, they seem to play hard, play aggressive. They seem to have a strong line. Both offense and defense seems to be the strength of their team. They have big boys that are getting after it, and so it's going to be a great competition, I think.
I've heard the name quite a bit, the name Sawyer Stout quite a bit, number 6 for the Spartans. I know you guys may not necessarily look at the rosters as much. You look at numbers when you're getting ready for them, but he's a running back. He kind of leads them in yardage and scoring and all that stuff. And he has 861 yards on the season rushing for the Spartans. How important is it going to be to get him stopped?
Well, you're hitting the nail on the head, right? He's kind of the main weapon. We know that. We're gonna basically shut him down in this game. And that's been a little bit of a challenge with the young guys in the box this year. And so this will be a great opportunity to kind of dial that in and see if we can stop his run game.
All right. What do you want to see out of St. Mary's tonight?
I'd like to see us put up the same, offensive numbers, but again, I want us to flip this thing into a first half team. I mean, we really need to be able to figure out how not to be a second half team and really get it done. That's one of the main goals that I want to see. And then I want to see us continue to produce the same offensive numbers as we did last week. And then defensively, obviously, we need to stop the run. We've been strong against the pass, but we need to shut down the run. And these young guys, in the box, we've got, sophomores and, playing linebacker, and somebody needs to step up and get it done.
Yeah, you kind of proved yourself last week because Grangeville, like I said, is a tough team, and you put up the numbers you wanted to against probably one of the tougher teams in our league. So you guys know you can do it now.
Well, if you really even look at it, Jack, currently is the number one passer in, 3A football in Idaho. I mean, we have the numbers. We're moving the ball, but it's all in the middle of the field. We're not closing and finishing in the red zone. And that's been our play. So if you look at this, I think Jack's the number one quarterback. Julian's like the number 2 receiver. Isaiah's the number 3. We've got all these guys' numbers, but then when you look at scoring, right, and touchdowns, that's where we're lacking. We're not competing as well. And so that's something we need to obviously work on, is finishing those drives and getting in the end zone and doing it early in the first half. And if we do that, that'll pay big dividends.
Exactly. All right, Coach. Well, good luck tonight. Thanks for talking to us, and go Jacks.
Go Jacks.
We've been talking with head coach Greg Rouse as they get set for the Spartans. We'll take a break and come back with more.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler drops in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to safety. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chip, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Field as we get set for Central Idaho League action. Your Lumberjacks hosting the Spartans of Priest River. Don't forget, not only can you catch our broadcast live on KOFE AM 1240 on your radio dial, but for game broadcast, you can also find live audio streamed on our YouTube channel. Go to our Facebook page. You'll find the link there. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you will be updated whenever we go live, so that you don't miss any Lumberjack action. Also, for all home games over the last several years, we have plugged our audio in to the NFHS cameras here at the school, both for basketball and for football. And so our audio goes over there. You don't have to watch just the game. You get the play-by-play, so you can kind of, sometimes you can't quite see really great on those cameras, but you can at least get the play-by-play with it so you know what happened a little bit better. And for baseball season last year, baseball, softball, we tried a new program called, I don't remember what it was called at this point. At the moment, drew a blank when I was trying to think of the name of it. But last year for baseball season, we found a app called Sideline HD that uses your GoPro connected to your phone to live stream video of the baseball and softball games. And that worked pretty good for the most part. It didn't work very good in Orofino for some reason, but it worked great almost just about everywhere else we went, as long as we had a pretty solid internet connection. So lots of ways to catch your Lumberjack sports with audio from us here on KOFE. Also, you can be a sponsor. We offer single game. We offer season packages. Get in touch with us at 245-1240 to find out more on that. This is the Paul Latch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff. Now let's take a look at the 3A Central Idaho League standings for District 1 and 2, which is our combined district. You've got the Grangeville Bulldogs sitting atop the standings, 3-0 overall in league play, 5-2 in their overall record. They went on to beat St. Mary's last week, 64-34 up in Grangeville. Tonight they are at Kellogg. The Grangeville Bulldogs are 8th in the Max Preps rankings. I've got Wildcats Live pulled up on my tablet here. I'm going to try to get that playing and turn down my volume, obviously, but get that and kind of keep an eye on scores there throughout the evening for everybody out there that might be looking for an update. The Kellogg Wildcats, they are 2-0 in league play, 3-4 overall. They beat New Plymouth last week, 36-34 on Saturday. They played that game at Prairie. They will be hosting, like I said, Grangeville tonight. They are 14th in the power rankings for Max Preps. The Priest River Spartans, they are 1-1 in league play, 4-2 overall. They beat Orofino last week, 48-15. They are 12th in the Max Preps rankings. Of course, they are here in St. Mary's tonight. Your Lumberjacks, 0-2 in league play, 0-6 overall. Been kind of a tough season for the Lumberjacks. They put up some statistic numbers. They've struggled a little bit in run defense. We'll get into that later on. They've done better in pass defense this year with this young squad they've got, but we'll get into more of that later. But the Lumberjacks, like I said, lost 64-34 at Grangeville last week. Their highest scoring game of the season against the Bulldogs. They are, of course, hosting Priest River tonight, hoping to get that first win of the season here at home. And they are 17th in the Max Preps rankings. St. Mary's has been at 17 since the Max Preps ranking started. I checked today because I have all of my notes written down in a notebook. For every pregame I do, I sometimes used to go out and tear those pages out and throw them away, but I've kept them all this year. And when they started putting out the Max Prep rankings, St. Mary started at 17th. They've been 17th all the way through. 17th is not a good spot necessarily as far as playoff hopes are concerned, but it's just interesting that St. Mary's strength of schedule has kept them in that exact same spot all season. The Orofino Maniacs, 0-3 in league play, 1-5 overall. They lost to Priest River last week, 48-15. They are hosting Bonner's Ferry tonight. They are 21st in the Max Preps rankings. Taking a look at the polls and power rankings from Idaho Sports all the way through to the Max Preps rankings. So first off, the Idaho Sports power rankings top 5 is Aberdeen, Declo, Westside, Grangeville, and North Fremont. Pretty much the same thing all the way across. The coaches poll, Aberdeen, Declo, Westside, North Fremont, and Firth. The media poll, Aberdeen, Declo, Westside, Firth, and North Fremont. And the Max Preps rankings, Aberdeen, Declo, Westside, Firth, and Ryrie. This late in the season, of course, everybody's starting to get kind of that feel of where everybody's at in that top 5. And all these rankings are really starting to tighten up to be almost the same all the way across. In any case, that's your Central Idaho League standings and your polls and power rankings. This is the Paul Latch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff. When we come back from our break, we will introduce you the first volleyball senior, and then we'll continue on with our pregame.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawash, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field as your St. Mary's Lumberjacks get set to host the Spartans of Priest River. This is your Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff. As we mentioned, we will introduce the first volleyball player, senior volleyball player from the Lumberjack girls. I'm not sure how they're doing today, but they did go up to Kellogg, or over to Kellogg for district volleyball action. So if we can figure out any updates on that, we will get you one. The first senior for the volleyball team is Mia Asbury. Her guardians are Peen Asbury and Rochelle and Tim Fisher and Aubrey Asbury. She has 12 years of playing volleyball. After high school, Mia plans to attend college and major in radiology. Her activities in school include HOSA, BPA, Society, and leadership. Her most memorable moments are having her mom coach her from the beginning to the end and going undefeated her sophomore year and going to volleyball state. Mia would like to thank Mom, Dad, Aubrey, Tim, Grandma Mag, Grandma Patty, Papa, Mimi, Harley, aunts, uncles, cousins, Brenna, Allie, Naomi, Sam, Coach Mallet, Aubrey Gibson, Becky, Mel, Wickard, Bassler, Michelle, Chappie, Maddie Murray, the Watkins, the Rogers, Tacey, Berkeley, Lily, Taylor, all of her teammates, and anyone else that she may have forgotten. St. Mary's Lumberjack Volleyball Senior, Miss Mia Asbury. Now taking a look at the Lumberjack sports update, as I just mentioned, volleyball is doing battle for district action today. Overall, kind of a rough season for the Lumberjack girls in league play. They were 0-8 through the season. They finished up in their regular season record with a 7-17 record. Their last game here on senior night, they lost 3-0 to Timberlake. That was back on Tuesday, and like I mentioned, districts started at 10 a.m. this morning. St. Mary's played the first game of the day against Priest River. I think that was a loser-out competition, so I haven't seen anything on how that has gone. I'm not sure if they won that game and moved on into the bracket or not. So if we can find out some information on that, we will get it to you. Soccer action has come to a close for this year for the Lumberjacks. Boys soccer, a young squad. So I don't take anything away from them on their final record of the year, but they are built mostly of freshmen and sophomores. I don't think they had but a handful of maybe 1 or 2 juniors and 3 seniors on their roster this year. But the boys soccer team battled hard all year long, finished 0-12 in league play, 0-13 overall. They had districts last Monday. They lost 13-0 to Bonners Ferry, and that concluded the boys soccer season. Girls soccer, 1-9-1 was what they finished overall and in league play. They went to districts as well on Monday, and they play some hard games in districts. It wasn't last year, but the year before. I think it was the year before. I don't know, has it been that long since my daughter graduated? Anyways, my daughter's last year, they played at districts, and they took, I believe it was Priest River to overtime in the soccer game and had to go to a shootout. Just this Monday, the soccer team, once again, they took Grangeville all the way into overtime, and in fact, it was double overtime, and it was a 1-0 win for Grangeville in the shootout in districts. So congratulations, Lumberjack girls, on battling so hard in that district playoff game. And we look forward to watching you girls and the guys next year as well, seeing how that boys team especially starts to progress and improve from such a young squad. Anyways, that's a look at your Lumberjack sports update. Now some other sports action around our area in the county. I guess we're not in the county because Kootenai is not in our county, but taking a look at Lakeside volleyball, they are in their district tournament too at the moment. 3-3 is what they were in league play for Lakeside Night Volleyball. 7-6 overall, and again, they started their district play a couple days ago. I know they had a district tournament game today as well. Their football team, 3-1 in league play, 5-1 overall. They lost their first game last week to Coeur de Christ Academy, 60-58. They were supposed to be playing Clark Fork in their last game. Maybe they had a bye week this week, or something like that, but they were supposed to play Clark Fork. Clark Fork ended up having to forfeit due to injuries. But the Lakeside football team was celebrating their senior night tonight at the Core Center. They were having a tailgate and a potluck that started at 5 p.m. So that's a little update on Lakeside night football. The Kootenai volleyball team, they are 2-4, finished up 2-4 on the season in league play, 3-11 overall. Their last game of regular season was a 3-1 loss to St. Mary's JV, and they were also, I'm sure, competing in their district tournament over the last week or so. So that's a look at Lumberjack sports and some Lakeside and Kootenai action as well. We'll take a break and come back with more. Our next senior when we return for volleyball will be Miss Brenna Elliott. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack! If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Fall is coming and, of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints their face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Lumberjack Field. Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to kick off as your Lumberjacks get set to host the Priest River Spartans. First off, though, our next volleyball senior that was recognized on their senior night on Tuesday is Miss Brenna Elliott. Her guardians, Brian and Katie Elliott. She has 11 years of playing volleyball. After high school, Brenna plans to attend the University of Idaho and major in nursing. Her activities in school: National Honor Society, BPA, HOSA, and leadership. Her most memorable moments are winning volleyball districts and going to state her sophomore year. She would like to thank her dad and mom, Sean, Kieran, Rory, her grandma Margie, and Grandpa Larry, her aunts and uncles, cousins, the Stancels, Mia, Allie, Naomi, Lucas, Becky, Coach Fisher, Coach Mallet, Aubrey Gibson, Sierra Brandt, Wickard, Nell, Lanio, Tacey, Berkeley, Stacy, Ava, Taylor, Lily, her teammates, and anyone else that she may have forgotten. And that is your St. Mary's volleyball senior, Brenna Elliott. Now moving on for more of our Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to kickoff. A look at some stats for the Lumberjacks so far. 20 points per game from your Lumberjacks, a number that as a coach you want to see probably more into that 35 points per game. You win a lot more games when you're scoring 35 points a game. St. Mary's averaging just about 262 yards per game. Coach Rouse, I know, would like to see that more around 300 yards per game. So the Lumberjacks are slowly getting there. Passing yards 130 per game, rushing yards 132. So fairly balanced for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's averaging about 8 yards per pass attempt, 4 yards per carry in the ground game. Offensive turnovers, St. Mary's has lost 5 fumbles and thrown just 3 interceptions this year. That's a good improvement for Barta. Jack Barta is, I think he had 11 interceptions thrown last year. Third down conversions at a 30% clip for the Lumberjacks. Fourth down conversions, 27%. Offensive leaders, quarterback Jack Barta is 42 of 90 on the season for 771 yards, 7 touchdowns. He has 3 interceptions, been sacked 16 times. A couple of more good nights, and he could get that 1,000-yard season. Julian Grimaldo, senior, he's a wingback and a wide receiver. On his wingback position, he has 26 carries for 293 yards and 5 touchdowns, 48 yards per game, and he has a long of 79 on the season. Gerard Dittman, the running back for the Lumberjacks, he's a senior, 78 carries, 258 yards with 43 yards per game. He has a long of 46 and 1 touchdown. Receiving, Julian Grimaldo is leading the team in receiving right now with 16 receptions for 286 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 18 yards per reception, 48 yards per game, and a long of 56. Isaiah Gustav, a junior, he has 9 receptions on the year, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 30 yards per reception. He has a long of 68 yards per game and a long of 65 on the receiving side of things. Defensively, the Lumberjacks are allowing too many points, 44 points per game and too many yards, 357 yards per game. They're allowing 139 passing yards, which I should go back and look, but that's actually not a bad number for St. Mary's. Usually, sometimes we struggle pretty bad against passing teams, and St. Mary's hasn't done too bad against some of these teams this year that have thrown the ball pretty well. Where St. Mary's has struggled is in the run defense this year, and Coach Rouse has kind of attributed that a lot to being a really young defense. There's a lot of sophomores, some freshmen even here and there starting on that defensive side, and they've got some learning to do. So we got to give them a little bit of a break. But so they're averaging about 218 rushing yards a game allowed. Third down conversions, again, you don't want to see your opponent averaging 58% on third downs, and you don't want to see them. I think that's the wrong number. I think it was 47% on fourth down conversions. St. Mary's has only recovered 3 fumbles and just 1 interception on the year. St. Mary's right now is -4 in the turnover battle. Defensive leaders, Julian Grimaldo, he has 46 tackles on the season for St. Mary's, 1 tackle for loss. Aiden Yearout next up with 37 tackles. Caden Morris with 36 tackles. Morris also has a sack and 2 tackles for loss. Hayden DeFort, 27 tackles. He also has a defensive touchdown on a fumble recovery. Amato Stewart is got 26 tackles on the year with 3 tackles for loss. Kyle Smith, Donnie Morris, and Chris Brousseau each have 1 sack apiece for the Lumberjacks. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff, and our next volleyball senior recognition will be Miss Naomi Mueller.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quick. To get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Field as your Lumberjacks get set to take on the Priest River Spartans in Central Idaho League action. Both teams are back now in the locker room, getting last-minute instructions from their coaches. Got the umpires, the refs out here at about the 50-yard line across from me on the field, going over just whatever they talk about pregame. A little bit of a breeze out there on this cold night. Like I said, it is whiteout night. They wanted everybody to wear white if they could. It's going to be hard to tell unless you have white jackets because it's a bit chilly out there tonight. And I didn't mention it early, but field conditions. That could play a little bit of a factor in tonight's game, especially for run-heavy teams, because the footing may not be the best out there this evening. And we did get some rain yesterday and the day before, and yesterday this field was pretty soggy. It dried out a bit, but I'm not sure how much it actually dried out once you get really down into the dirt. So it's going to be interesting to find out when teams are coming out, trying to pass the ball, trying to run the ball, seeing if they can get the footing that they need. But I got into that without going through our next senior volleyball player. So we got Miss Naomi Mueller in our volleyball pamphlet, her guardians, Brent and Mandy Mueller. She has 10 years of playing volleyball. After high school, she plans to pursue a career as a nurse esthetician. She plans to attend college to become a registered nurse, as well as take the aesthetics course at Paul Mitchell School. Her activities in school include volleyball, HOSA, National Honor Society, BPA, and Distinguished Young Women. Her most memorable moments are going to volleyball state her sophomore year and all of the memories that she has made the past 10 years. She'd like to thank Brent and Mandy Mueller, Cooper Mueller, Jared Badgett, Donnie and Rita Mueller, Gary Edwards, Vanessa, Gail, Sam and Diana Badgett, the Grubby Girls, the Tankersleys, Brent and Lori Talamau, Tia Asbury, the boys Jenny Teff, the coaches, Rochelle Fisher, Ashlyn Mallet, Sierra Brandt, Aubrey Gibson, Jamie Sloper, the Stansels, the Asburys, John and Christy Pugh, Nate, Kristen and Bridger Burns, Landon, Ryan, Hayden, Mia, Allie, Brenna, Lily, Ava, Abby, Taylor, Shiloh Sands, and anyone else that she may have missed. That is your St. Mary's Lumberjack volleyball senior, Miss Naomi Mueller. Now back to the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff as a little discussion here about the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks, we talked about it. Coach Rouse touched on it in our pregame interview. We have probably beat the dead horse all season long, at least up to into the third game or so. First quarter struggles for St. Mary's. They have continued last week against Grangeville. St. Mary's has still yet to get into the end zone in the first quarter of a game yet. They have scored in the second quarter. I think we've got about 5 touchdowns in the second quarter. I think it's 9 touchdowns in the third and 4 or 5 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Lumberjacks have not found pay dirt in the first quarter yet this season. Last week against Grangeville, we kind of talked about it and said that we'll see if St. Mary's wins the toss, if they elect to take the ball first to see if they can get their offense going. They did take the ball first, and they did not get the offense going. Again, they moved it pretty well between the 30s, but as soon as they get into sniffing that red zone or into that scoring area of the field, things stall out for them early in the game. They just can't seem to keep that drive going, and that's one of the biggest things I want to see before the end of the season. St. Mary's put together an opening possession, whether it is they take the first possession of the game or whether it's they go on defense first and they get the ball back. I would like to see them get a sustained drive that they punch into the end zone. I'm sure Coach Rouse wants to see that. I'm sure the rest of the coaches want to see that. I'm sure the team wants to see that. But again, that'll be key, I think, first off, for St. Mary's helping to get a win is they've got to score early in the games. They've got to at least get a touchdown on the board in the first quarter. So we'll have to see what they do tonight. We'll see if they win the toss, if they elect to go on offense first, or try that again. But we'll see what happens for St. Mary's. The game was actually pretty close in Grangeville early on. I mean, Grangeville, I don't think St. Mary's never did get them to punt, but St. Mary's didn't have an answer for the Bulldog rushing attack, though, and St. Mary's got scoring too late, and they just could not get a stop on Grangeville to help them maybe come back in that game. That's one of the places that St. Mary's has struggled more this year is in stopping the run. The Bulldogs totaled over 500 yards of offense in that game, with over half of that being on the ground in their running game. They had 200-plus yards rushing. I'd like to give a shout-out to the freshman, though, Nathan George, who we mentioned him when I talked about him with Coach Rouse in the pregame interview. He had to start at cornerback against the Bulldogs. He played against their best receiver, and they did get one touchdown over him. I think on that touchdown, though, he was still in pretty good position. And actually, talking to him after the game, he said that at that time, it wasn't even his guy that he was guarding on that touchdown, but he was there because the other guy didn't get on him or slipped or something. One other pass he did catch over him was called back on a hold, but every other pass he had the guy well defended and was just in his hip pocket all night long, not giving him very many shots to go towards him. So I have a pretty high standing right now with Nathan George, the freshman. He had a good game against Grangeville. Some other high points in that game. Again, I mentioned it with Coach Rouse in our pregame. St. Mary's played hard. They kept the energy up all game long. St. Mary's, typically you don't ever see them really give up in a game despite the score. I think this year we've seen a couple of times where maybe it was really late and it was just kind of but typically you don't ever see it happen. But against Grangeville, it just seems like it doesn't matter. I think you could have a 60-0 score in the first quarter, first half, if that was even possible. And I think you would still see St. Mary's fight and claw and battle. I think that would be the same against Grangeville or any of these other teams, or Kellogg or any of these other Central Idaho League teams anyways, just because those are the ones that you really want to try to make a statement against. So that's something that I was proud of the team in that game, because the game was never really truly way out of hand necessarily until late, but they just kept that energy level up. St. Mary's was battling hard the whole time against the Bulldogs. And again, mentioned Isaiah Gustav. He had a really good game against the Bulldogs with, I think it was 5 catches for 184 yards and a touchdown. This is the Paul Hatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff. We'll come back and take a look at the Priest River Spartans when we return.
Show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1 FCU. With our exclusive high school and college design, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1 FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1 FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary.
And we are back. All that's #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Kickoff here from Lumberjack Field. Our final senior on the our volleyball senior pamphlet is Allie Zook. Her guardians are Billy Joe Zook and Jeff Zook. She has 10 years of playing volleyball. After high school, Allie plans to go to nursing school to earn her RN. Activities in school include HOSA and volleyball. Her most memorable moment was running into the bleachers to get a ball, which was a really good save, but she ended up hurting her shoulder, and now she's scared to get remotely close to the bleachers to get a ball. Allie would like to thank her parents who have spent a lot of their time traveling to her games to support her, her 3 younger siblings who were forced to come to her games, Coach Rochelle and Coach Mallet, and all the other coaches she has had throughout her volleyball journey, her senior girls, Naomi, Mia, and Brenna, all of the other volleyball players this year and past years, her boyfriend Logan, her grandparents Bill, Diane, Jewel, and Dale, her aunts Chrissy and Nicole, Jenny Darnold and Mandy Mueller for great mom support, the student section, and everyone who has come to her games to support her. That is your final senior in the senior pamphlet for the volleyball team, Miss Allie Zook. Now back to our pregame show as the Lumberjacks have come out onto the field, wearing their all white with black pants, gold helmets tonight. Taking a look at the Priest River Spartans, of course, in the 3A Central Idaho League. 1-1 in league play, 4-2 overall. In varsity action last year, they were, they had they didn't really have a varsity program last year. They did play a few games I think were deemed varsity games, but by far their games were JV games. They are coached by Alex Zapita in his second season. Key returners to the Spartans is Gavin Griesemer. He's a junior. He was second team All-League at defensive line. Nicky Brunachok, he is a junior, second team All-League defensive line. Sawyer Stout, senior running back. He has 861 yards rushing this season with 16 touchdowns. All in total, he's at almost 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns offensively for the Spartans. Ian Lamana, he is a junior wide receiver. He has 13 receptions, 203 yards on the season with 2 touchdowns. Some key players lost last year. Kemper Dabrowski, a leader on their defense, and also Matthias McLean. He was a very big defensive man last year too, and the previous years also. I think he was a running back. He is actually a redshirt freshman playing for U of I. A couple of games ago, U of I blew out. I think it was it might have been Albany they were playing, and the score got out of hand, and McLean got into that game, had a couple of tackles up there for the University of Idaho Vandals. Some incoming players to keep an eye on tonight. Colton Caprinko, a sophomore, running back, 116 yards on the season. Leighton Goins, he's a freshman, middle linebacker. He leads the Spartans in tackles with 45, and he also leads the team in interceptions. He has 3 interceptions on the season for the Priest River Spartans. And then another young guy, sophomore Nate Fiegert. He is a strong safety, at least listed on the roster. But he is 40 tackles and 2 fumble recoveries. Looks like we're getting the national anthem done a little early tonight, so we'll step away.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for the home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. And we are back as they complete the national anthem. The colors have left the field. And now we'll give you a starting lineup for the Spartans before we wrap up our pregame. So the first starter is number 6, Sawyer Stout. He's a running back. Number 8, Lucas Matthews is the quarterback. Number 21, Colton Caprinko. He is a running back. Number 33, Nate Fiegert. Then you got number 34, Lucas Simcox. Then you got the number 51 of Brady Hatton. Number 54 of Tanner Hughes. Number 60, Nikki Pornchak. Number 62, Andon Greisemer. Number 73, Colton Braden. And number 80, Ian Lamanna. That is the starters for the Spartans. So as we mentioned tonight, the Spartans is not going to be a cakewalk for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's has had a lot of success in the past against the Spartans. The Lumberjacks are 8-1 going back to the 2013-2014 season. The Spartans beat St. Mary's in that season, I think it was 27-20. The average score in that time frame has been St. Mary's 35 and Priest River 12. The Spartans, though, they'll be coming into Lumberjack Field looking at the St. Mary's record and believing that they can beat the Jacks easily. The St. Mary's needs to come out and get going early tonight, and by that, again, a first quarter score would be a good start to that. The Spartans are not a team for St. Mary's to overlook and think that they're just going to beat them just because they have in the past. The Spartans are on a 4-game winning streak, so they come in with some momentum. And just because you beat a team 8 straight times, there's going to be that time when they do beat you. So St. Mary's needs to keep their heads on straight tonight and just play their game and not come in too high thinking that it's just going to be a cakewalk over this team. The Spartans have plenty of weapons on both sides, offensively and defensively, to make it tough on St. Mary's. The captains, number 8 of Matthews, number 60 of Hornchuk, the number 33 of Fergert, and the number 51 of Hatton for the Spartans. We've got Julian Grimaldo. We've also got Russell Brousseau, Isaiah Gustav, and Kyle Smith out for the Lumberjack captains as they get ready for the coin toss. Tomorrow we'll have Idaho Vandal football on the air. The Vandals 4-3 overall on the season, 1-2 in conference play. They lost 38-7 at Montana State last week. They'll be hosting Cal Poly tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pregame at noon. Boise State 5-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference play. Beat Hawaii 28-7 last week. They will be at UNLV on the 25th at 8:30. The Seahawks 3-3. Seahawks on a 3-game losing streak. They started out 3-0, but now they have lost 3 straight. The coin is in here for the coin toss. It looks like the Spartans have won the toss. They've elected to defer to the second half. So St. Mary's will go on defense or on offense first. The Spartans will defend the goal to the right side of the field. St. Mary's will be going left to right on your radio dial. The Seahawks will be playing Atlanta on Sunday at Atlanta, and that'll be at 10 a.m. So we've got things squared away. All of the formalities are done. Now we're ready for the kickoff here as the Lumberjacks in their all white jerseys, black pants, gold helmets. They will be going on offense first. And like I said, they will be going left to right on your radio dial. The Spartans in their black, all black, and I think orange numbers on there and lettering on their jerseys, black helmets. Pretty sharp look, honestly. They will be going from right to left on your radio dial. The kicker for the Spartans should be, from what I've looked up, the number 62 of Andon Greismer. He is a freshman. Let's see if that's who it is that's setting the ball up, and it is to do the kickoff duties. He's also their starting offensive tackle, too, or whatever I think it is. So a lot of freshmen getting some good starting spots on this team. Back deep for the Lumberjacks, I believe it is Hayden DeFort and Julian Grimaldo back to return the opening kick. They wait at about their own 5-yard line. The whistle sounds. The kicker lines the guys up. The kick is off and away. It's going to be short, fielded by Brock Barta at about the 16-yard line. Brock Barta gets a nice return, some good blocking out in front. He's going to take that to the 40-yard line. A good return for the Lumberjacks to get things started. Lumberjacks will start 1st and 10. And it looks like they are marking that right at the Lumberjacks' 40-yard line on the left hash. So 1st and 10 for St. Mary's. Jack Barta will come out at quarterback. Center for the Lumberjacks, JT, Jason Thomas. Everybody in tight for St. Mary's in their wedge formation. They're going to pitch it out to the 24 of Dittman. Dittman going to get tripped up in the backfield, though, by the number 34 of Simcox.
Loss of 3, it'll be 2nd and 13.
Spartans did a good job of sniffing that play out. Loss of 3. Simcox, senior tight end, 22 tackles on the season. St. Mary's now splits 2 wide receivers out, one to the top, one to the bottom. Jack Barta into the pistol, sends DeFort in motion, takes the snap, hands it off to Dittman. Dittman tries to make a cut and slips. The tackle by 51, Brady Hatton. Looks like he picks up 2 on the carry. 3rd and 11 for St. Mary's. So 3rd and long, it's not what you want to be, but we'll see if St. Mary's can get a first down here. Want to take that first possession and go down and score. One receiver to the top, that's Gustav. Brock Barta to the bottom. Jack Barta in the pistol. Sends DeFort in motion to the top of the formation. Dittman lined up behind him, takes the snap. Going to look to throw, a little double pump. He's going to throw it out too far ahead. Intended for Grimaldo. Just a little bit too far out in front of him. That'll bring up 4th and long for the Lumberjacks. So not what you wanted to do if you're Coach Rouse going out on offense to start with. You want to come out, you want to take and punch the Spartans early, but St. Mary's not able to do so, as again ended up behind the sticks on their first play from scrimmage. So Julian will line up to punt. We've got the number 21 of Caprinko waiting at about the 33. And that's whistling the flag. St. Mary's was still trying to get everything set, and I think they're going to call St. Mary's for, I think they're going to get St. Mary's for too many on the field. And Lumberjacks will march it back 5 yards. I didn't even think they'd really blow. I don't know. I just know that they blew the whistle and got St. Mary's for too many men. So Caprinko waits at about the 37. Going to get a high punt from Grimaldo, and it's going to take a bounce and stick basically at about the 44. So the Spartans will get their first possession at their own 44. And we'll see the Lumberjack or the offense for the Spartans. 1st and 10. Lucas Matthews, the quarterback for the Spartans. Sawyer Stout in the backfield, actually split just to the left of Stout, running back. One receiver to the near side. One receiver to the other side. Going to get a handoff to come into the near side. Big opening opens up, and it's going to be Grimaldo making the tackle, but it's going to be at the 36 of St. Mary's. The running back was Fegert.
Grimaldo on the tackle for the Lumberjacks.
We'll take that ball down to Lumberjack 36-yard line. So a big run to get things started of 20 yards. Spartans break their huddle. Spartans use some trickery in the backfield, a little bit of misdirection with their handoffs. One receiver to the near side. Matthews has two running backs split to either side of him. He's in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off again, coming to the near side. Tackled in the hole, it's Hayden DeFort getting in there on the tackle. Again, it was Fegert with the run.
On the tackle for the Lumberjacks.
Picks up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 for Priest River. Again, they bring one receiver to the near side. This time they go more of a normal tailback. Matthews in the pistol. His tailback lined up behind him. I believe that's Stout. Going to hand it off to Stout. Stout up the middle. Finds some room. Tries to get around one of the Lumberjacks. I think it was Chris Brousseau. It's taken a whole pile to bring him down. I'm going to give the initial tackle to Brousseau, and then there would be an assist to like 6 different Lumberjacks.
Stop on the carry for Priest River.
Picks up about
3rd and 1 now for the Spartans.
6 on the run. Brings up 3rd and 1 for the Spartans. Some good hard running there by Sawyer Stout as he had a whole host of Lumberjacks on him. Again, this time two receivers to the near side. Matthews in the pistol. Stout lined up to his left. Takes that snap, hands it to Stout. Stout going the other way. Coming to get him in the backfield is the number 3 of Marcus Speakman, who actually takes him down for a loss.
Lumberjacks by Speakman.
Nice tackle by Speakman. Call it a loss of 3.
Loss of 3 is going to be
Marcus Speakman, just a sophomore.
And a long 4.
So it's long 4 for the Spartans. So it makes it a little bit more difficult on this 4th down attempt. Spartans break the huddle. One receiver to the near side. Looks like one, I think he's still a wing back lined up to that far side. He has Stout lined up behind him, does Matthews. Matthews in the pistol. Matthews gets a man in motion. That's going to be the Kuprinko. Going to hand it to a 4th guy around. He slips out of one tackle. It was Loki Rice that got on him first. And then a host of Lumberjacks come in to clean it up, and they're going to turn the ball down over on downs. I think that was 3. I'm going to call it no gain. I don't know who made that tackle. The initial hit was by Loki Rice, so I'm going to give it to him, even though he slipped off of him. For now, we'll leave it at that. So Lumberjacks take over. Nice defensive stand for St. Mary's on the 4th down stop. St. Mary's has had too many of those get away from them this year. One receiver to the near side for St. Mary's. One to the top. Jack Barta in the pistol. He's Dittman behind him. Looking to throw. Gets time. Looks over the middle. Finds. Oh, he had Isaiah Gustav wide open. And Gustav had to go up for it. It was a little bit high, but it came right off his hand. He still should have probably caught it. But that was a good look as Gustav coming on kind of a slant route across the middle. Gustav ran a nice route. So the pass was just a little bit high, but Gustav went up for it. He was able to get it on. It's a cold night, so that's going to affect it a little bit. Same formation for St. Mary's. 2nd and 10, man in motion. Going to hand it to Dittman. Dittman finds a gap. Up the middle he goes. He gets around a couple of guys. He's got one man to beat. Dragging him down after a big gain is Simcox. Skylar Simcox for the Spartans, but it's a Lumberjack first down. Nice big run by Dittman. Good blocking by the offensive line. That ball all the way up to the 33 of the Spartans. That has got to be one of the biggest runs of the season for Girard, is a 37-yard carry up the middle. Lumberjacks in their huddle. Everybody in tight again for St. Mary's, kind of running their wedge look. It's going to be a little bit of a toss on a counter to Grimaldo. Grimaldo's met in the hole. The ball is ripped out, but they're going to blow the play dead. Kind of a late whistle blowing that dead, but they did. No gain on the carry. 2nd and 10 for Lumberjacks. Spartans have 7 fumble recoveries on the season, so St. Mary's going to have to really secure that ball, as I'm pretty sure the Spartans pretty good at ripping that thing out of your hands. They've also got 9 interceptions. 6:22 to go in the first quarter. No score here in St. Mary's. Lumberjacks into the Spartan side of the field. One receiver to the near side, one to the top for St. Mary's. Barta in the pistol. He's got Dittman lined up behind him. Gets a man in motion. DeFort. I'm going to hand it off to Dittman. Dittman finds a nice gap, busts through, and that's going to be about a 13-yard gain for Girard. Another first down for St. Mary's. Caprinko on the tackle. They're going to mark the ball at the Lumberjacks, or at the Spartan 17, a 16-yard carry for Girard. I apologize to those listening on the NFHS network or watching. I forgot to plug that back in after the national anthem. Man in motion. St. Mary's hands it off. Going to get a whistle. I almost think that's going to go against the Spartans. Nope, it's going to be a pre-snap against St. Mary's, and this is when the Lumberjacks kind of, let's see if they can weather this, because St. Mary's gets these drives to going, and then they have something like this happen, puts them behind the sticks, and it stalls them out. So we'll see if they can weather the penalty and keep things going. It is 1st and 15 for St. Mary's, back to the 21-yard line. The positive side of that is it happened on a first down. So St. Mary's still has four downs to make something happen here. One receiver to the near side, one to the top of the formation. Dittman in the backfield. Barta takes a snap. Going to have a little flip to DeFort. DeFort I think DeFort had a ton of room to run, but he slips and falls and gets back to the line of scrimmage. DeFort looked like he had a lot of room to that left side of the line on that counter play, but he just lost his footing, and again said that field has got muddy over that rain. So now it's 2nd and 16. So St. Mary's again, see if they can overcome that. Same formation. They split another receiver out. Gonna take looking to throw is Barta. He finds an open lane. We're gonna get a late flag coming in. That's probably gonna be a hold. We're gonna call it a run. It doesn't matter where I put this now. He had a nice gain, but it's going to be coming back. And I was really hoping that St. Mary's could overcome the mistakes on this once they got this deep in their own side of the field, but they're now moving backwards. And that penalty actually, that penalty was behind the line of scrimmage, so they're going to be moved way back there on the 32-yard line. That's where the app put it. It is 2nd. Lumberjacks going deep, and they get the catch over the top of the defensive back. What a play as they find Brock Barta. That ball just squeezes through the hands of Simcox, the DB, and goes right in to Barta's hands. That was a great play and a touchdown for the Lumberjacks on 3rd and a mile, or 2nd and a mile. How do they get offensive pass interference? Oh, man, that is crazy. I did not see that, but they're calling offensive PI. If they're calling on Brock Barta, Brock didn't do anything. That ball came right through the defensive back's hands, it looked like to me. Another 15 yards on the Lumberjacks. So now they're going to be 3rd and 35, 3rd and forever. St. Mary's backed up almost all the way to the 50-yard line. And again, that's St. Mary's Achilles heel. They get into the red zone, and they have the penalties and stuff that hurt them. One receiver comes to the near side. They got 3 receivers set. Grimaldo moved out. They're going to look to find DeFord over the middle, and DeFord makes the catch, steps out of a tackle, going to take it all the way down to about the 20-yard line. So that picks up a nice chunk of that yardage for the Lumberjacks. See where they mark it. Looks like it's at the 22. So a 25-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks, that same formation, except for DeFort splits out to a wide receiver into the slot up top. Barta's going to look to throw. He's going to Jack. And this time it's going to be almost intercepted. The number 34, Simcox, is going to almost pick that off, trying to get that over the top of him into Brock Barta's hands. And a little bit of a size advantage there for Simcox over Brock Barta. Still almost a good completion. It was almost still there for the Lumberjacks. Simcox was just able to get up there and he just about picked it off, but it came off of his fingertips and he couldn't haul it in either. So it's 4th and long for the Lumberjacks now. What could have been possibly if they can't get this on at least the first down off of this. They actually still have 15 yards on the scoreboard. Is 4th and 15. So Lumberjacks going to throw again. Brock goes to the end zone, and that time it's intercepted, but it's intercepted out of the back of the end zone. So it's just an incomplete pass. So again, St. Mary's gets the ball all the way down to the 20-yard line on a couple of nice plays, and then they have the false start penalty, a holding penalty. I'm going to have to review that, check that film out, and see who got called for that offensive pass interference on that previous call. It might not have been on Jack. They might have maybe caught somebody on maybe a little bit of a pick or something that wasn't supposed to be a pick. But anyways, it'd be interesting to see where that pass interference on the offense came from. So St. Mary's goes back on defense. The Spartans start on their own 22-yard line. One receiver to the near side, one in the slot, running back to the left of Matthews, going to do a quick throw over the middle. It's caught, tackled by Nathan George, and it was a Lamanna with the reception. You get number 2 of George with the tackle. Got a 6-yard pickup on the quick slant in the middle of the field. Looks like second and long 4. Spartans up, break their huddle, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're sending their wide receiver now to the top of the formation. Matthews in the pistol. He's got a running back behind him. Actually, it looks like Matthews might have went. No, he doesn't have the running back behind him. St. Mary's eats that up in the backfield. Sawyer Stout with the carry, loses a couple. Dylan Gentry, another freshman that's been put into action here, gets in there for the tackle in the backfield. So it brings up 3rd and a long 8. 3rd and 9 for Priest River. It's good to see these young guys being brought up from the JV squad making an impact. JV won last night up in Priest River. Spartans splitting 3 receivers to the near side this time. Looks like Matthews actually empty backfield. Matthews takes a snap, He's going to keep it. Looks like he's trying to get the edge, and back there is Speakman and Zach Soten. Marcus Speakman and Zach Soten bottle that run up for a loss of about 4. So Marcus having a good night to start with as well. 2 tackles for the young sophomore. That's actually a lot further back. That ball is back to the 15-yard line. Aiden DeFort sitting at the Spartan 48. The punter for the Spartans is, let's see, I got to turn some lights off here. Can't quite see. Going to get a flag, delay a game on the Spartans, I believe. It'll be 4th and 23. Can't quite see who the number of the punter for the Spartans. But I don't think I ever picked it up on film. Good snap. Nice punt. Aiden DeFort going to field it. Oh, it's going to come off of him, but falling on it is the Lumberjacks. That's going to be, I think it was Aiden Yearout.
Yearout recovers handle punt. First and 10 Lumberjacks.
Let's just call it, I'm not going to put down fumble or anything. We'll just call it there. And Lumberjacks will take over on the Priest River 43-yard line. Lumberjacks have a minute to get that first quarter score. Still no score here. Late first quarter. Going to be Gerard Dittman with the run. No gain. On the middle, run up the middle for St. Mary's. So 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks not going to get that first quarter score, I don't think. 32 seconds left on the clock. One receiver to the near side, one to the top of the formation. Barta in the pistol. Man goes in motion. Going to hand it off to Julian Grimaldo. Grimaldo is going to get tripped up and fly to about the 35-yard line. So nice run by Julian. Picks up about 9. And the first quarter, I believe, is going to come to an end. So St. Mary's, that elusive first quarter score is still evading them. But they could get an early second quarter score if they can get things moving. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the second quarter of action here from Lumberjack Field. No score between the Lumberjacks and the Spartans.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in park, right?
And we are back. Second quarter of play starting. St. Mary's 3rd and 1, roughly, a long one. 3rd and about 1.5 yards to go. Down to the Spartan 34-yard line. St. Mary's last possession, seen them get all the way down inside the 20, or about to the 20, and then penalties backed them up. And that's kind of been the same story throughout most of the season, to be honest. You got one receiver to the near side, one to the top, and one in the slot for the Lumberjacks. Actually, I think it's a wing back. DeFort comes over. DeFort gets the ball, coming to the near side, finds a little bit of room, stiff arms, and going to take that ball down to the 25-yard line. Should be a first down for the Lumberjacks.
DeFort on the carry.
9-yard pickup.
And that's another Lumberjack.
Gives the Lumberjacks 1st and 10 at the Spartan 25-yard line. This is pretty close to where they made it on their last possession. I think they actually got it down inside the 17. Again, still no score here in St. Mary's. Gustav to the near side is a wide receiver. Grimaldo in the slot. Far side is Brock Barta. And also DeFort out as a wide receiver. Going to have a keeper end up keeping it by the quarterback, Brock Barta, but there's a flag, and that flag is in the area because they let the play go. It's in the area of maybe a false start, or not a false start, maybe a, nope, they're calling it illegal procedure against St. Mary's. So it was a illegal motion, probably, not really a false start because they let the play continue to see if it ended up in like a turnover for the Spartans. So, or whatever happened. So the Spartans will take the penalty, and St. Mary's will mark it 5 yards back and repeat the first down. So 1st and 15 for the Lumberjacks. Seems kind of familiar from the last time they got down here. 1st and 15 for St. Mary's, back to the 30-yard line. As long as they don't keep going backwards, that hurt them more than anything in the last possession. We thought we had a touchdown on a beautiful pass, and it ended up being called back on a pass interference offensively. One receiver to the near side, one to the top. Grimaldo goes in motion from left to right. Lumberjacks now going right to left on your dial. Barta's going to be flushed out of the pocket, still looking. We get a flag. That's probably going to be a hold.
Flag on the play.
Not even going to bother with that part of it. And Lumberjacks again moving backwards. Holding on St. Mary's. I think that might have gone against John Keneally. I'm not sure. It was thrown in his area. So start to see that pattern, right, that we talk about in the pre-games and even talked about with Coach Rouse. I mean, see, we don't know what the kryptonite is for St. Mary's once they get down into that side of the field early in the game. They just get down to a certain spot and they end up going backwards with penalties or with loss of down, or not loss of yardage. St. Mary's now all the way back to the 25-yard line. 1st and 25 from the Spartan 25, or no, from the Spartan 40-yard line. 1st and 25 from the Spartan 40. 2 receivers out, 1 to each side. Barta in the pistol, sends a man in motion. Dittman lined up behind him. Grimaldo splits out to a wide receiver now. Going to get the snap. Barta looks to throw. He's going to go deep. He's got Gustav, and Gustav makes a great contested catch and picks up almost all of the yardage needed. It's going to be about 2 yards short. That was a great catch by Gustav with the defender all over him. And that'll bring up 2nd down and about 2 yards, 4 yards it looks like, at the 19. So the 20-yard pickup for the Lumberjacks brings up 2nd and 4. 2nd and 5. So that's a good way to at least get all that yardage back and act like you never had those penalties. 1 to each side for St. Mary's. Man goes in motion, and a handoff to Dittman, but hold the phone. We have another illegal procedure, or false start on St. Mary's. Lumberjack coaches have got to be beside themselves over there. I'm not sure, if they're not sure. Lumberjacks have about 6 penalties already in the first half of this contest. 2nd and 9 now for the Lumberjacks. 10:20 to go in the first half. No score from Lumberjack Field. Gustav comes out to the near side. Brock Barta to the top of the formation as a wide receiver. Jack Barta in the pistol. Dittman lined up behind him, running back. Man in motion. Handoff to Dittman. Dittman had to do a little second effort grasp on that ball to keep it from popping out. Powers forward. Maybe a gain of a yard. On that run up the middle. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Lumberjacks. All on the 23 of Priest River. Lumberjacks taking a little bit of time in their huddle. They need to get moving. Gustav to the near side. Brock Barta, top of the formation. Jack Barta in the pistol. Dittman lined up behind him. Gets a man in motion. DeFort from right to left. DeFort splits out to the wide receiver. Going to get the pass look. Jack's going to step up in the pocket, evades, gets out to the edge, looking for Grimaldo, and just overthrows him. Grimaldo would have been about, if he would have caught it, it would have been about 4 yards short of the first, depending on where he would have been able to run to find some space. Brings up 4th and 8, 4th and 9 for the Lumberjacks. And again, not much unlike that last possession, deep into the enemy territory, and St. Mary's backs themselves up and make things harder on them on the offense. See if they can pick up a first down here on 4th and 8, 4th and 9. Same formation. Barta in the pistol sends Grimaldo out as a wide receiver to the top of the formation. Dittman right behind him, going to take the snap, has some time to throw, steps up, going to run for it. Barta headed for the sideline, stretches that ball out, gets down close to the 15. Looks like he's going to be marked out at about the 16. And I think it's a first down.
Barta on the keeper, and that's another Lumberjack.
Mark that at the no, actually that's down to the 12-yard line or so. So a good scramble by Jack Barta. He takes the next snap. He's going to hand it off. I didn't even see that handoff for that counter run to Grimaldo. Grimaldo takes it off right side, and I think he gets no yardage. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks break the huddle up the line of scrimmage. Gustav to the near side. Brock Barta to the top of the formation. Jack Barta in the pistol. He has Dittman behind him as a running back. Man in motion. Hand off to Dittman. Dittman hurdles a guy, powers forward, gets across the 10. Picks up about 3. We're going to call it 4. 3rd and 6 for the Lumberjacks. So we might be working on a live senior spotlight for this halftime. I've told Jada Barden, if she's here, to come up here just before halftime. If not, we have Hayden DeFort on the recording. That's going to be a handoff to Julian on the far side. He's going to get the right side, and I think he's going to angle out of bounds just after the first down marker. So it should be a 6-7 yard pickup and a first down for the Lumberjacks.
First and goal, Lumberjacks.
St. Mary's first and goal down to the 3-yard line. Lumberjacks all in tight, going to keep it in the hands of Barta, and a flag comes out.
Flag down.
Illegal shift by the Lumberjacks. It'll be first and goal from the 7 for the Lumberjacks. 4 steps forward, 10 steps back for the Lumberjacks here in this first half so far with the penalties. Seven and a half to go before halftime. Let's see if I can pull up here in a little bit the Wildcats live feed to see how that game's going up there. Going to get the snap. Rolling out to throw is Barta, and he's going to get pummeled. Nobody to go to. The Spartans didn't fall for it. We're going to get the sack credited to the number 11 of Grosimer. And Caprinko.
Big loss on the play.
Marks Lumberjacks back to about the 17-yard line.
Timeout, Lumberjacks.
St. Mary's going to take a timeout. The second and goal from the 18-yard line for the Lumberjacks. And, man, seems like St. Mary's, they take 4 or 5 steps forward and they take 7 or 8 steps back. Every time they get into scoring position, they just keep killing themselves, shooting themselves in the foot with penalties. They've got to get a clean drive here. See if we can pull up some information on the Wildcats game. As the Wildcats are playing So the score looks like it's 16-6 in favor of Grangeville over in Kellogg tonight. Second goal after the timeout, St. Mary's backed up to the 18-yard line. Lumberjacks in their huddle, see what they come up with on the play. Again, they don't have to get it all back. They've got a couple of downs here to work with. Two receivers out, one to each side. Bard in the pistol takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and the Spartans ready for that as they hand it to Grimaldo, and he's going to be brought down by number 60 of Pornchak. I believe it was a loss of yardage, too.
On the tackle, Grimaldo interference. Third and goal now for the Jacks.
Didn't pick up any of it there. Brings up third and long for St. Mary's. Pornchak, just a sophomore. No, he's a junior. 34 tackles, 6 tackles for loss. That makes 7. Pretty sure he lost. They're not saying a loss of yardage on the scoreboard. So, again, they still got 2 downs here to get some of that yardage back, but they've got to get some protection for Jack when he drops back to throw. Lumberjack's going to split 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Barta takes a snap, looks to throw, has some time, but again, he's going to be sacked as he tries to scramble out of the pocket, and that's going to be Greisemer with the sack.
On the sack, Fourth and goal now for the Jacks.
Fourth and goal for the Lumberjacks from about the 22-yard line. You're not going to punt it here, obviously. You can't get a first down. The only thing you do is get it into the end zone, and if you do get a good play and get it down to the 2 or 3 but don't get it in, at least you pin the Spartans way back. But you really want that score. One to the near side, 1 to the top for wide receivers. Barta in the pistol, sends a man in motion. Going to split Grimaldo out wide to the right. Going to take the snap. Looks to throw. He's dancing. He's going to find his man. He catches it is Gustav, but he's about 2 yards short of the end zone. Again, it's good, but it's also bad. I mean, it's going to put the Spartans. It's going to put the Spartans deep on their own side of the field at about the 2 or 1. So it's really no more than down to punt. And we'll just go with it right now. 1st and 10 from the 2-yard line for the Spartans. So let's see what the Lumberjack defense can do here. This is where you want to pin those ears back and try to get that end zone, try to get them stopped in the end zone and get a safety here. You know, get some defensive points on the board. So the Spartans come out with 1 receiver to the top of the formation. Matthews in the pistol. Got a running back split to the side of him. He's going to not get anywhere. I think he actually lost yardage. Stout with the run, and guess who? The freshman, Nathan George, making the tackle. And it was either no gain or a loss of a couple.
Matthews loses a yard.
Yeah, going to get a loss of a yard by Sawyer Stout, the running back. So it brings up 2nd and 11, the ball back to about, they've got it marked as the 3-yard line on the scoreboard. It's hard to tell from our angle, so we'll go with what we've got. Spartans, looks like they send 1 receiver to the top of the formation. 1 guy maybe in the slot, or maybe George is on the tight end. Matthews, looks like an empty backfield, gets a man in motion, and we have a timeout taken by the Spartans. So with 3:58 to go in the first half, we still have no score between the Spartans and the Lumberjacks. And I would actually sometimes take a break here, but let's go ahead. And there's some upcoming events. The Benoit Humane Society is going to have a taco fiesta, a taco dinner and auction fundraiser at the Elks Lodge. This will be on Saturday, November the 2nd at 5 p.m. It'll be a dinner and auction and raffle for all supporting the shelter animals. So go ahead and mark that down on your calendar. Next Friday, October the 25th, there's going to be a bake sale at Harvest Foods. This is also a fundraiser for the Benoit Humane Society. That will begin at 9 a.m. October 31st, free food distribution by Second Harvest Mobile Market in conjunction with the Lutheran Church here in St. Mary's. That'll be on Thursday, October the 31st, 11 to 1 at the Cormana Building. in St. Mary's. So be sure to check that out. Spartans back out after the timeout. Two receivers to the top of the formation. They are 2nd and 11 from the 1-yard line, close to the 1. Matthews in the backfield, looking to throw. Quick little slant and a great defensive play again by Nathan George to slap that ball away, intended for Skylar Simcox.
Woke up by number 2 of the Lumberjacks. We don't have him on our roster.
I'll have to get the name over to Dan Felton and them here when I get a chance to for number 2. They don't have him on their roster. So if nobody else gets it to him, I'll try to. Brings up 3rd and 11 from about the 1-yard line. Lumberjacks could put on a good defensive stop here. 2 receivers to the near side. Matthews, empty backfield. Takes the snap, looks to throw. Going to look for the flat. Oh, it's tipped by... My goodness, that was a great play. It was tipped by Kyle Smith, but still caught. Man. Not sure who the receiver was on that. I think it might have been Lucas Simcox. Got the Spartans a first down. That was ball all the way to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 now for the Spartans.
I think it was Julian coming over on the tackle. I thought that ball was going to be batted down, but good awareness by the receiver to pull that in. So Lumberjacks had them where they wanted, but a good play by the Spartans. 2 receivers at the top of the formation. Matthews takes a snap, looks to throw. A little short pass, bounces off Sawyer Stout, incomplete.
Pass intended for Stout, incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10. .339 to go in the first half. No score. Lumberjacks and Spartans doing battle here at Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's is without the help of Cody Mitchell, one of their top defensive ends this year. That has got Kyle Smith playing that spot here tonight. Cody out with an injury. 1 receiver to the top of the formation for the Spartans. That's Caprinko. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout taken by the Spartans. We'll take it as well. We'll be back.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
So we're back after the timeout by the Spartans. I believe they only have 1 left. It is 2nd and 10 from their own 27-yard line. We got 3:39 to go in the first half. No score here between the Lumberjacks and the Spartans. Central Idaho League matchup. Looks like the Spartans have Caprinko coming to the near side of the wide receiver. Matthews in the shotgun. Running back lined up behind him. Might be Stout, not sure. Gonna get a man in motion. Caprinko going from near to the side to the right side. Gonna hand it off, and good Lord, Loki Rice trying to lay a big hit on Stout. He spins out of it and then gets tackled by a host of Lumberjacks. Not sure who cleaned up that tackle. Stout on the carry, picks up about 2.
3rd and 7.
Again, I didn't see who made the tackle for St. Mary's. I know Loki Rice came in and tried to give him a big, forearm shrug. I think he might have been trying to lay a big hit to knock the ball loose. And Sawyer Stout just spun right off of it and said, that's not going to work on me. Picks up about 3, brings up 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. 3 receivers up to the top of the formation. Matthews in the pistol, takes the snap, rolls to the left. He's got some pressure, and he's not going to get out of it. Lumberjacks are going to get the sack. The one to finally bring him down. The one to finally bring him down, I believe, was Loki Rice. Loss of
Russo on the carry. There's a tackle. For the Giants.
Loss of about 4.
4th and 11 now for first
4th and 11 for the Spartans. So the Spartans going to punt this away. Again, trying to see who their punter is. Trying to see who. I think it's Grimaldo back deep. Going to get a high punt. And Grimaldo is going to call for the fair catch at the 46 of the Spartans. So good field position again for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's has already been deep into Spartan territory twice, and they have cost themselves big time with penalties for the most part. Let's see what they can do here. They're not deep into the Spartan territory yet, but they are on the Spartan side of the field. Gustav to the near side. Brock Barta to the top. Jack Barta in the pistol. Dittman behind him. Going to take the snap. Going to look for the throw. Little screen kind of tunnel play out to Brock Barta. Brock's going to get a couple of yards before being bumped out of bounds. Going to call it about a 2-yard gain.
Pass complete to Brock Barta. Gain of 1 at 2nd and 9.
Kind of like that tunnel screen play I think the Lumberjacks run. Didn't get a lot. They've been working on a few other things in practice. I don't know if they'll pull them out here tonight. One receiver to the near side, one to the top of the formation, couple of wing backs. Jack Barta in the pistol, takes the snap, looks to throw. Going to go the other way, and the late whistle coming out. They're going to call an illegal procedure or false start against the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's struggling horribly tonight with the penalties. Just under 2 minutes to go before halftime.
2nd and 14.
Brings up 2nd and 14 for the Lumberjacks. Jack Barta goes to the sideline, gets his play, comes back out to the huddle. Breaking that huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Gustav comes to the near side. Brock Barta to the top. Jack Barta in the pistol. Dittman lined up behind him at running back. Going to take the snap. Low snap. Barta able to pull it in. Looking for Grimaldo. And where's the penalty flag on that? And they're not going to give it to the Lumberjacks. They come in from behind on Grimaldo. That's number 21, I think. Caprinko getting there early. And they're not going to give that to the Lumberjacks. As that looked early to me. Incomplete pass for St. Mary's. They might not have called it because the player was playing the ball and it wasn't necessarily in front of them not looking for the ball. So that might be why they didn't call that. Same formation for St. Mary's, 3rd and long. Going to have the little shovel pass kind of counter play to Grimaldo. He'll gain about 7. Off the right side, brings up 4th. I don't think it was that much. 4th and 9. It was that much of a gain, but it didn't shake out right on the stats program here. 4th and 9 for St. Mary's. They're going to go for it. Minute 23 and counting in the first half. Still no score. St. Mary's on the Spartan side of the field. Lumberjacks have lived in the Spartan side of the field tonight. They just have not been able to punch it in. And things taking a while. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Lumberjacks take a timeout here in just a moment. Julian is, I think, asking for an explanation of why we didn't get a pass interference call on that last attempt. So St. Mary's does. They kind of let a little time tick off and call a timeout. I'm not for sure the strategy there, but we'll see what they do here on 4th and 9 when we come back. Any adventure, any task, anytime. There's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's, Don Cycle, or YamahaMotorsports.com. ATVs are recommended for use only by riders aged 16 years and older. ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Yamaha recommends an approved training course for safety and training. And we are back. Your dealer or call. St. Mary's actually looking to punt it. Hughes Ace Hardware. But the Lumberjacks are going to run the fake. Grimaldo takes it himself, spins off a couple of guys, and I think Julian has got beyond the line to gain by about 7 yards with just pure effort. What a run by Julian Grimaldo. It didn't totally catch the Spartans totally off guard because they had guys there, but some pretty good blocking and good running by Julian, and St. Mary's gets that ball to the 30-yard line, and they pick up 13 yards. First and 10 for St. Mary's. 44 seconds, though, to go. They've got to do a little bit of hurry up and also probably use the timeout because I think they've got 1 or 2 left. They're going to get a pitch to Dittman. Dittman trying to get to the edge. He does, lays his shoulder into a guy, and he's just going to run out of bounds. Nice run by Gerard Dittman as Simcox came over to try to tackle him, and Gerard put his shoulder down and just deflected him off like he was not even there. All that running, though, for only about a 4-yard pickup to the left side of the field brings up second and about 6 or 7 yards for the Lumberjacks. That does stop the clock by getting out of bounds, but St. Mary's has to go 26 yards to get this to the end zone. And again, they have, I think, maybe 2 timeouts left. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation. Barta in the pistol. Dittman lined up behind him, sends a man in motion. That's going to be Grimaldo. Going to split out to a wide receiver. Take the snap is Barta, and he's going to be grabbed. He gets out of the one guy's grasp, gets out of a second guy's grasp, finds DeFort on the sideline, and DeFort will be tackled, I think, inbounds. Nice job.
DeFort on the reception.
By Barta getting out of those tackles. St. Mary's takes a timeout. That ball is going to be placed. Waiting to see where they mark the ball. I think it's a first down for St. Mary's. It's going to be inside the, let me see, 15. Is that about the 17-yard line? Nine-yard gain. It has to be a little bit more than that. I'm going to put it at least directly at 10. First and 10 for St. Mary's, and a timeout taken by the Lumberjacks. So they have, that's either their last one or they have one more. 15 seconds on the clock. 15, first and 10 at the 16-yard line of Priest River. St. Mary's would love to punch this in right here at the end of the first half. I mean, they would have loved to take advantage of those opportunities earlier on to score. But if they can get this punched in here at the end of the half, that would at least be some momentum coming out. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the top. Barta takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to look out into the flat. He throws a little bit short, intended for Brock Barta. Looking to that right side of the field, didn't quite get it out there far enough. If he would have put that more, I think Brock was kind of running on that 5-yard line area. If he would have got that to the closer to the sideline and to the 5-yard line, I think Brock could have ran to it. And it is cold out there tonight, so that affects your arms. That affects a lot of stuff. You can't feel your hands necessarily, so you're sitting there trying to judge how much to put behind a pass or something like that. You can't wear gloves as a quarterback, really. Makes it a lot harder to feel the ball. St. Mary's has 1 receiver to each side. Man goes in motion. That's Grimaldo splitting out to the slot. Going to get the snap to the Jack. Jack's going to look for DeFort. Caught in the end. What a catch by Hayden DeFort as he double clutched that. Simcox came over and hit him, and he's still able to pull it in. And the Lumberjacks find Pater finally with 4 seconds on the clock. It was a 16-yard touchdown pass from Jack Barta to Hayden DeFort. I think that might be Hayden's first touchdown of the year, offensively anyways. He has a defensive touchdown from, I think, the very first game of the season. St. Mary's into their wedge. Going to pitch it to Grimaldo, and he's in for the 2-point conversion.
Extra point conversion is good.
So the Lumberjacks, with just under 5 seconds to play, take the 8-0 lead over the Spartans, and they actually need to put some time back on that clock because they ran it during the 2-point conversion. We'll take a break and come back for the kickoff.
Want to invite you to come in and take a look. Fuse isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back looking at the score over in Kellogg. I believe it is 22-8 in favor of the Bulldogs. Grangeville with the ball, and they've got just about a minute 17, I think, left in the second quarter of play. St. Mary's will kick off. 4 seconds on the clock. With 4 seconds, does the Lumberjacks try the onside kick? Even if they get it, there's not really any time to do anything with that possession. So do you just kick it deep and run the clock out? I did watch a little bit of film for the Spartans, and one of their return guys did return one for a touchdown, but they actually are coming out with only one man deep and everybody else up tight. They're looking for the Lumberjack onside here, so they're putting everybody up close. I almost think that this is the case, and maybe not now, but in the second half, if this happens, you try to get it to the corner and pooch it up over the top of them and get it back behind them. And it's going to be a nice little kick by St. Mary's. The Spartans going to fall on it, though, at their own 45. I'm not sure who kicked it. It might have been Amato Stewart, but we'll go with that. And we'll put the ball at the 40, right at the Priest River 45. So the Spartans will probably come out. Well, they might come out and kneel it down. They get the ball to start the second half. They may not even try anything here, but if they do, it's going to be something down, something deep, a big pass here that they're going to try to hit. So St. Mary's is actually coming out in kind of a prevent look, honestly. They've got a bunch of guys back, defensive back-wise, as they're expecting just a deep attempt here from the Spartans. So they got two receivers to the top. Matthews in the shotgun takes a snap, looking to throw. Pressure comes around. He's trying to escape that pressure. He's going to get to the edge, picks up about 11 yards, but it's not going to be any time to keep on the clock. And the first half comes to an end with the Spartans trailing the Lumberjacks 8-0 at the half. We'll take a break and come back.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in the responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benawah, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. And we are back. It is halftime here at St. Mary's Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's takes an 8-0 lead into the half. I think it's really the first game this year that St. Mary's has played with a lead, and really they should probably be up, I would say, at least by one more touchdown. St. Mary's had 2 drives earlier in the game deep into the Spartan side of the field. Couldn't get them punched in, had some penalties and stuff take them out of scoring range and getting them back behind the sticks. But in any case, we'll talk about that in our first half breakdown after we have our senior spotlight. And I was hoping we were possibly going to have a live senior spotlight, but she hasn't come up to the booth. So we're going to go with our pre-recorded, and we will just be replaying, just in case you missed last week's spotlight. We've got Hayden DeFort.
And we have our senior spotlight today, and today our senior spotlight is with Lumberjack senior Hayden DeFort. Hayden, first, thanks for talking to us, and hopefully you're having a good start to your football career for your sports season as a senior.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's good to be here.
So first off, what sports do you play?
I play football, basketball, and track.
Okay, which one of those is your favorite and why?
Probably football because I've been doing it my whole life.
And what has playing sports taught you?
To work as a team and grow as a man, to be honest, because you learn a lot of responsibilities and just friendships with it, for sure.
What is one of your favorite things about playing sports?
Memories. The memories, for sure.
What is one of your least favorite things about playing sports?
Really not much, to be honest. There's nothing really wrong with it. Maybe conditioning. That's really about it.
You really want to win everything, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a favorite pro sports team and player?
I like the Seahawks. Don't really have a favorite player, though.
All right. What are your goals this year on and off the field or court?
For football, I wanted to bring back a district championship. That's for sure. That's still a plan. We still can, but and for basketball, I just want to have a really good senior year and prove a lot of people wrong. A lot of people.
All right, we'll talk with Hayden DeFort, St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior, on our senior spotlight. We'll take a quick break and be back with more.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help.
So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjack! If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255.
And this is our senior spotlight. We've got St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior Hayden the Ford. What are your plans after school?
Hopefully go into the workforce, get into the contracting and maybe get my own business.
All right. What is your favorite subject in school?
Probably welding.
That's probably a good one. I always liked those kind of classes when I was in school.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that you look up to?
I don't know.
Does your teams happen to have a nickname for you?
HP.
What is your most memorable moment this far into your high school career?
Probably when we switched sides of the ball in the secondary. Well, skilled positions were linemen, and linemen were QB running backs.
That was interesting. Was that this year?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed that day. And last but not least, do you have anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank all my players, everyone in my class, and the upperclassmen that I played with throughout years, especially that took me under their wing sophomore year. And I want to thank my coaches and my family.
All right. Well, Hayden, we want to wish you luck the rest of this year and after high school. And again, thanks for talking with us.
Awesome. Thank you.
This has been our senior spotlight with Hayden the Ford. We'll take another break, and we'll be back with more after this.
Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Tim Parrish back here at Lumberjack Field, where the Lumberjacks are up 8-0 over the Spartans at the half. 3:24 to go in the halftime break. Score could be 16 or even 22, 23, whatever, to nothing. But St. Mary's got the first two times deep into Spartan territory, and then they ended up going backwards. They got down there first and 10, then penalty, backed them up. And that happened twice, one on each side of the field. And it just really shot the Lumberjacks in the foot for that. They could be up probably by 3 scores to none here in this game had they been able to punch those into the end zone. Hayden DeFort with the lone touchdown reception, and that was a beauty of a touchdown reception. He kind of had a double clutch, and it kind of came off of his hands a little bit. He was able to keep track of it, even though he was getting pummeled by the number 34 of Lucas Simcox, the senior DB for the Spartans, and he was able to pull it back in and secure it. So that was how that score happened for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's with 14 first downs in the first half. The Spartans with 8. St. Mary's with 87 rushing yards. The Spartans with 22. St. Mary's averaging 4.4 yards per rush. The Spartans only averaging 2.2. Passing 6 of 14 for the Lumberjacks, 2 of 4 for the Spartans. St. Mary's has 93 yards through the air, just about 7 yards per catch. 32 yards for the Spartans through the air with 8 yards per catch. St. Mary's has a total of 36 plays for 165 yards. The Spartans have been held to 54 yards on 15 plays. St. Mary's averaging just under 5 yards per play. The Spartans averaging just under 4 yards per play. There's been no turnovers tonight. St. Mary's is 4 of 9 on third downs. The Spartans are perfect, 4 for 4. Fourth down conversions, St. Mary's 2 of 5. The Spartans 0 for 2. The Lumberjacks have been sacked twice for negative 12 yards. The Spartans have been sacked once for negative 4. And there's been no field goals, obviously. And it doesn't give me the penalty numbers. I know the Spartans have very few penalties so far tonight. St. Mary's with about 8 or 9 in the first half. I'd like to see that cleaned up in the second half. Jumping over to individual stats, Jack Barta, 78 yards passing. Hayden DeFort, 3 catches for 51 yards tonight. Isaiah Gustav has 2 catches for 40 yards so far. And Brock Barta has 1 catch for 2 yards on the evening. Gerard Dittman leads the team in rushing, 8 carries, 61 yards. Julian Grimaldo has 6 carries for 33 yards. Hayden DeFort with 2 carries for 9 yards. Brock Barta, 2 carries for 6 yards. In tackles, Julian Grimaldo right now has 2 tackles. Loki Rice with 2 tackles. The freshman Nathan George with 2 tackles and a pass defense. I mean, really good job by him. He's a freshman out there battling with these seniors and juniors. Gerard Dittman has a tackle, which may or may not be correct. Some of these stats will be adjusted later on in the season. Gerard does not play a lot of defense, so I think I goofed up on something there when I entered that one in there for that. Chris Brousseau has a tackle, and the number 3 of Marcus Speakman has a tackle and an assist. The 59 of Dylan Gentry, another freshman getting varsity action, has a tackle, and Zach Soten has an assist for the Lumberjacks. Over on the other side of things, Lucas Matthews, 2 for 4 passing for 32 yards. Receiving, Lucas Simcox has 1 catch for 26 yards. Rushing, Nate Fiegert, he leads the team for the Spartans with 3 carries, 23 yards. And one of the top rushers in 3A, at least up here in the north, Sawyer Stout has been held to 5 rushes and just 1 yard in the first half. So the Lumberjack defense did a good job of stopping that run and bottling up Sawyer Stout. And that's just to look at your halftime stats. With that being said, they put 2 minutes on the clock for the teams to warm up. We'll take another quick break and come back with the second half of action here from Lumberjack Field. St. Mary's leads the Spartans 8-0 in the end of the first half. The Spartans will receive the second half kickoff.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way. Little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1,000,000 in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's.
And show your spirit and unleash your school colors with a debit MasterCard from P1 FCU. With our exclusive high school and college design, you can represent your school with pride. To join the P1 FCU Mascot Madness, visit P1FCU.org to see all our designs. P1 FCU, a Pacific Northwest original, 1938, insured by NCUA.
And we are back to start the second half. The Spartans will receive the opening kickoff. St. Mary's will be kicking from right to left on your radio dial. The Spartans will wait and see. They send one man back. The only guy going back deep is Pornchak for the Spartans. Everybody else is up tight within about 8 yards of each other because they know St. Mary's likes to do the onside kick. And that's why I said I don't know. St. Mary's has never practiced it, and Spartans haven't lined up like this, but they decided to do this because of watching St. Mary's film. If you could get the Lumberjack kicker, in this case Amato Stewart, to get the ball up and over, and let's say you get that ball to bounce at about the 30, and then you use your fast guys to try to get to it. But anyway, St. Mary's spreads it out. Now the Spartans are backing their guys up a little bit, but not a lot. Stewart going to get that kick. It's going to take some good bounces, picked up by the Spartans at their own 40, and they'll take it about 5 yards forward. Spartans trying to come out of it. One of the Lumberjacks was saying St. Mary's ball, but not sure who recovered that. So it was picked up at about the 45 of Priest River. And they returned it to, there's a flag on the play too. They put it to the 49-yard line of St. Mary's, and then there's a flag against St. Mary's. It's a horse call. I didn't know if I seen it. I didn't know if the Spartans had seen it or the officials had seen that one. But yes, the guy that brought down the returner did grab around that horse collar of the Lumberjacks, or of the Spartan returner. I think it's a 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty is going to give Priest River a first down.
So I think it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 35 of St. Mary's. So that's the Spartans' best field position of the night. Everybody in tight, one receiver to the near side. Spartan's going to hand it off, second man around. The big hole opens up, and it's going to be nobody to bring him down into the end zone. The Spartans get great field position on the turnover or the penalty, and Nate Feger takes it in for a touchdown for the Spartans.
33-yard touchdown run.
33-yard touchdown run, and the Spartans are a 2-point conversion away from tying things up right at the beginning of the second half. So, I mean, it's tough. I mean, I understand and I get the whole reasons for the onside kicks. I don't disagree with those choices at all, but when you tack on a 15-yard penalty to get things started and you give the Spartans that short of a field, it really makes things tougher on you. St. Mary's done good on stopping. That's the biggest run from scrimmage for the Spartans, though. You have the refs doing some writing down of some stuff, but I'm not sure what they're writing down. I don't know what they keep notes on, but taking a little bit of time to get the extra point attempt going. I'm sure it'll be a 2-point try to see if the Spartans can tie it up. If they do, well, then we got a 0-0 ball game, basically.
Touchdown was good, and we had unsportsmanlike conduct called against both teams.
Oh.
Those penalties.
So an unsportsmanlike against St. Mary's and against Priest River. It'll be offsetting, so no harm, no foul, essentially. That's why they were doing their writing down. They had to write down the numbers for the unsportsmanlike because if I think it's 2 unsportsmanlikes, get you kicked out of the game. So the Spartans have one guy to the near side as a wide receiver. That's Caprinko. Matthews in the pistol. Running back behind him is Stout. Man goes in motion from left to right. Going to take the snap, hands it to Stout. Stout is going to be met in the backfield and brought down. First man to get to him was Zach Thoten.
Stout was the ball carrier on the extra point.
So the score with 11:40 in the third period is the Lumberjacks 8, the Spartans 6, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary.
Now we are back, waiting the kickoff from the Spartans. Let's see if I can get a little bit better vision here. Turn my flashlight on my phone and aim it up at my rosters. And that works pretty good. So the Lumberjacks have DeFort and I believe that's Grimaldo back deep to return this. Kicking off the Spartans, the number 62, that is Greisemer. He lines the Spartans up. See if they kick it deep or if they try their own type of onside. They're going to go with a low kick. It's going to be fielded by Brock Barta at about the 22 or 27. Brock Barta will field it at about the Lumberjack 27-yard line, and he'll take it up to the 33, 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from St. Mary's 33. Short return on the kickoff for the Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks see if they can put together some clean drives here in the second half without the penalties. Jack Barta, we're talking to one of the officials real quick. I don't know about what. Gets back to the huddle, gets the play. Brock Barta splits to the top as a wide receiver. Gustav to the near side. Jack goes under center. Dittman lined up behind him as a running back. St. Mary's going to start off with a pre-snap penalty, 5 yards. They'll be going backwards right off the bat. That's not how you want to start.
Procedure call against the Lumberjacks, so they'll move it back 5.
Nothing, I think, frustrates a coach more than pre-snap penalties. Procedural penalties. So instead of 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15 from their own 28-yard line. Looks like it's going to be the same formation. Jack Barta under center, Dittman behind him. Snap, handoff to Dittman. Dittman keeping him feet driving. Looks like he might have picked up. Might have got back the original line of scrimmage. So a 5-yard run up the middle gives Lumberjack 2nd and 10. That's not horrible. You get that field position back at least. You're still behind the chains with your down, but at least you're back to that original line of scrimmage. I mean, it's one play on 2nd down, obviously, can get you 6-7 yards and make it 3rd and short. So see what Lumberjacks do. Everybody in tight, wedgie formation. Going to be a counter to this side, going to be to DeFort, and the flag comes in, and obviously it's probably going to be a hold against St. Mary's. I think it was no gain, but, and again, I didn't see, looks like they're calling it against Brock Barta.
Called against the Lumberjacks.
Is the way Brock's reacting, it looks like he's getting called for it. Brings 2nd and 20 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's just cannot get out of their own way tonight as far as the penalties are concerned. They keep this up, they're going to have a record number of penalties before tonight. Makes it hard to win games when you have 15 to 20 penalties on an evening. And I think they're on pace for that. This is actually without any other terminology used, the worst I've seen from St. Mary's as far as the penalties this evening. Going to get one receiver to each side of the formation. Jack Barta in the pistol. Pittman behind him. Grimaldo moves up to the top of the formation. Going to throw. He's going to be flushed and no, sacked.
Barta is sacked.
Got to get rid of that ball faster, even if it's just throwing it out of bounds. That's going to be a loss of about, it's going to be all the way back to the 15. The 8-yard loss brings up third and the IGA parking lot for the Lumberjacks. Caprinko on the tackle, number 21.
28.
Lumberjacks backed up. Not much of a play call for 3rd and 28. See what St. Mary's does. There's a possibility of losing 5 more on delay of game, and it is. Lumberjacks will back it up 5 more. Makes it 3rd and 33.
Delay of game against the Lumberjacks.
Lumberjack coaches have got to be we've got to be really shaking their head right now. I see a number 11 out there on the sideline for St. Mary's. I'm not sure who that is. So now it's 3rd and Harvest Foods parking lot. It's going to be a throw out to Gustav. St. Mary's trying to make something happen. Gustav still breaking tackles. He'll be taken down at about the 21. They pick up 11, but it's not enough. It's going to be 4th and 22 still for the Lumberjacks, and definitely ain't going to see the Lumberjacks going for it on this one. Not even with a fake. So we should see a punt from Grimaldo. Julian waiting at about his own 6-yard line. Good snap. Long directional punt. Takes a Lumberjack roll. That's going to go all the way inside the 40. You're going to be down to the 39-yard line. A beautiful punt by Julian.
The ball stopped at the 39. 1st and 10 Spartans.
So Spartans will start 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line. 8:54 to go in the 3rd. St. Mary's leads at 8-6 over Priest River. And that first drive of the second half just went backwards for the Lumberjacks. They just couldn't get nothing. They just kept holding false starts, delay of games. I don't really want to see these penalty numbers at the end of this game. If St. Mary's manages to win it with as many penalties as they had, it'll be amazing to see. Going to get a nice run by Sawyer Stout this time. He finds a hole, stiff arms a guy, and is run out of bounds finally, but it's the first big run by Stout. Got a 12-yard carry.
That's another Priest River first
The
down.
ball onto the Lumberjack side of the field to about the 48 of St. Mary's. 13-yard pickup by Sawyer. So Lumberjacks don't want to let the Spartans start to switch that momentum. They got that big touchdown at the end of the first half. I mean, that score at the beginning of the first half for the Spartans would trigger that start of that switch of momentum. So St. Mary's needs to steal that back. 2 receivers to the top for the Spartans. Matthews in the pistol. It's a man in motion coming towards the near side. That's Caprinko. Going to hand it off to Stout. Stout finds another hole up the middle. Gets to the sideline, and he might outrun the Lumberjacks to the end zone.
And off goes the Stout.
No, he's going to be. Nope, he'll take it into the end zone, and the Spartans take a lead. 48-yard run by Sawyer Stout, and all of a sudden St. Mary's not able to stop the Spartans' run game. 2 plays for big yardage on the ground for the Spartans to score touchdowns. Spartans take the lead 12-8 with 8:36 to go, pending the extra point here in the third quarter. Spartans going for 2, 1 receiver to the top, that's Kaprinko. Matthews in the shotgun, hands it off. Stout tripped up in the backfield, they can't get there. The tackle made by Zach Soten, Peaches. Again, Zach Soten in there on the stop of the second of the 2-point conversion attempt. 8:36 to go in the third, and the Spartans come out and strike first and twice and quick. They now lead 12-8 over the Lumberjacks. We'll be back.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? You need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
And we are back. Coach Rouse had his team huddled up over there, probably giving them some words of encouragement. They got to cut out these. They got to cut out these penalties. Man, that has been a bad first half, and it's continued into the second half with the penalties. St. Mary's waiting the kickoff from the 62 of Greisemer. Back deep to Fort and Grimaldo. They're waiting at their own 10. Kick is off. Going to be that low one again. It's going to go out of bounds. That goes out of bounds at the 35.
Kick goes out of bounds.
And Priest River wanting flag comes in late. I think Chris Brousseau might get a call against him here because I didn't see what happened, but it seems to me like there was a little bit of a push or shove late there afterwards that put one of the Spartans guys on the ground over one of his own players possibly. So there is a penalty on St. Mary's. St. Mary's kicked off. That goes out of bounds. Penalty against St. Mary's. Kickoff out of bounds on the Spartans. I'm thinking they didn't see the penalty. I think St. Mary's might have gotten lucky on that one, to be honest with you. If that is in the film again, it's another something I want to see, but they're not calling anything there. So the ball will be spotted at the Spartan 41-yard line. Possession with the Lumberjacks. First and 10 for St. Mary's at the Spartan 41. One receiver to the near side, one to the top. Barta under center. Going to get the pitch out to Caden Morris. Morris gets the edge and pounds his way across the 45. Picks up about 6 yards. First touch of the game first touch of the varsity touch of the season for Caden Morris. Gets about I'm going to call it a 6-yard pickup to the right side. It was a long 5. Second and 4 for St. Mary's. Second and a long 4. One receiver near side, one to the bottom of or top of the formation. Barta back under center. Barta takes the snap. They're going to pitch it the other way to Caden. Caden's going to see if he can get the edge here. He's looking for some blocks, and that time he's going to be slung down at the line to gain, or at the line of scrimmage. Simcox on the tackle.
No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Call it no gain. Lucas Simcox slung Caden down. They didn't bite on it to go the other way. They kind of thought St. Mary's might try the exact same thing the opposite direction. Third and medium for the Lumberjacks. They really need to convert this third down. One to the two receivers to the near side, two to the top of the formation. They're going to split Caden Morris out and take the snap. Lumberjacks keep it, and they power it out forward, and Jack Barta got an 8-yard pickup. Kind of a good way to catch the Spartans off guard on that is exactly that play right there. Is it kind of looked like the Lumberjacks were going to split everybody out and throw the ball. Caden Morris was just slowly kind of running out to go set up as a receiver. And I think the Spartans were still waiting for that motion to come to an end. And then when they snapped the ball, it kind of caught the defense off guard. St. Mary's able to get the push they needed and get that first down. 1st and 10 on the 44 of Priest River, not the 27. St. Mary's up to the line of scrimmage. And who moved first? Lots of bodies moving. St. Mary's going to be called. Again, Lumberjacks get something going and then back themselves up. Makes it 1st and 15. Back to the 49 of Priest River. St. Mary's still in positive territory, but I want to see one of these possessions go down for St. Mary's with no penalties. They have hurt themselves more than Priest River has hurt them tonight. Going to be a handoff to Morris up the middle. Nice run by Caden Morris. Picks up about 8. We'll mark that ball at the 42-yard line. 2nd and 8 for St. Mary's.
2nd and 8 now for the Giants.
Gerard was running good too, so I'm not sure why the switch in running backs, maybe just to give a little different look to him and see what Caden can do, because Gerard had 60-something yards in the first half. So Barta directing traffic, back under center, 2 receivers out, snap, handoff to Morris, and you're going to get a penalty. I didn't see anything happen here. I don't know what they're calling. These officials are calling everything right now. I'd be curious to know, honestly, to talk to our own coaches afterwards too, because I'm not an official, so I don't know what to look for, but it seems like there's an awful lot of procedural calls getting called tonight. Makes it 2nd and 13 for the Lumberjacks. One receiver to the top, one to the bottom. Going to be a handoff to Morris. Morris powering forward. Picks up about 5 or 6 yards.
Morris takes it down to the 40.
7-yard pickup actually up the middle. Brings up 3rd and 6 for the Lumberjacks. 5:33 to go still in the third. St. Mary's trails 12-8 to the Spartans. St. Mary's took an 8-0 lead in at halftime. Spartans struck twice early in the first half, in the second half. Second place score in the third quarter in the beginning, and I think a 2-play score in their second score. So 3rd and 6, St. Mary's with Jack Barta in the pistol. Going to look to throw. Flush to the far side, still looking deep. He's got the fork, and it's going to be, or actually it looks like it's going for Brock Barta, and it's incomplete. Brings up 4th down. 2 guys over there. I'm not sure if somebody ran the wrong route because Hayden DeFort was over there as well. I don't know if St. Mary's will. They're in the plus side of the territory. Do you go ahead and go for it here, or do you try to flip field position? Lumberjacks right now showing that that's what they're going to do is they have Julian back there. St. Mary's did run a fake earlier, though, so see what they do here. I'm sure the Spartans are ready, or not ready, but, they're looking for the fake, so especially on 4th and 6. Get the snap, get a nice punt. It's not too directional, but you better get down there, Isaiah. Down that thing. Lumberjacks will down it at about the 4. Isaiah kind of watched it and Brousseau gets down there to down it. Call it the 4-yard line. So St. Mary's does pin the Spartans back deep, but the Spartans have found a couple of things in their first 2 possessions of the second half. So now we got to see if St. Mary's defense can stiffen up here and make a play. .454 to go in the third. 12-8, Spartans lead. Spartans backed up deep in their own end of the field. 2 receivers to the near side for Priest River. Matthews in the pistol. Stout lined up behind him. Takes the snap. Hands it to Stout. Stout met. I don't know if he got a yard out of it. He might have. Peaches Zach Soten with the tackle. I think they say a yard gain. Not even full yard, really. About a half a yard gain. Checking into the game for the Spartans, I see. I can't read the first name, but it's one of the Simcox boys, number 9. They've got a couple of them. And they got about 3 or 4 of them on their roster. One receiver comes to the near side for the Spartans. Stout split to the near side of Matthews. The snap. Going to hand it off, coming around near side. Good job by the Lumberjack defense again. Kyle Smith turns that back to the inside. Grimaldo and Soten on the tackle. I don't think that was Stout on that carry. No gain.
Tackle made by Zach Soten. No gain. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9 for the Spartans. Zach Soten goes off the field, gets a breather. After a couple of back-to-back nice plays by Soten. St. Mary's let him out earlier. They had him stopped 3rd and long on another time like this, and they were able to get something. This time they're going to try, going to get the throw, and it's going to be way out of the reach of the receiver. Intended for Lamanna. And bring up 4th down. Lamanna had a little bit of a step, but Matthews overthrew him. Nathan George in coverage, and the Spartans will obviously they'll punt this away, and you got maybe good field position for St. Mary's. St. Mary's would probably bring the heat on this, trying to get a block in the end zone. High snap, they get it down. High booming kick. Going to be a bounce and marked down at the 32-yard line. Priest River 32, short punt. So St. Mary's has good starting field position. There's a nice high punt. Just no distance to it, and that was really actually pretty dangerous. There's a Lumberjack player right there that ball came within about 2 feet of hitting his foot. That would have been disastrous for the Lumberjacks. 1 receiver to each side. Barta under center. Dittman, it looks like back in. Going to hand it to Dittman. Dittman, blocking didn't happen there on that right side. Dittman get back to the line of scrimmage. You guys got loose free on that right side of the defensive line for the Spartans and stopped Dittman cold in his tracks. There's nothing he could do with 2 untouched guys. A couple of Spartan players talking to one of the refs. Looked to me like they tell him to look for something from St. Mary's offensive line. Same formation. Little cross counter for Julian, and Julian's looks like he picks up the 1st down. Hard run by Julian, got hit pretty hard at the end of the play. Pops back up, and St. Mary's gets the 1st down. I'm going to call it right to the 20-yard line.
And that's another Lumberjack.
1st and 10 for St. Mary's after the Grimaldo run for 12 yards. St. Mary's brings 1 receiver to the near side, Gustav. Brock Barta to the top. Jack Barta in the pistol. Dittman behind him. The snap. Same little counter action. Flip to DeFort. DeFort fumbles it and falls on it.
Quickly recovered by Hayden DeFort.
So the first negative play for DeFort.
Loss of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 13.
Brings up 2nd and 13. And earlier Earlier, it was penalties backing up St. Mary's. This time, it's a miscue on the flip for the handoff. St. Mary's needs to overcome those issues. 1:41 to go in the third. St. Mary's trails 12-8. Sparta in the pistol takes the snap. Going to flip it to Julian. Julian with a clean catch on it. Dancing through the middle, following his blockers. Picks up, I think, 10.
Waldo on the carry for the Jack. And that's another
Lumberjack first down, right down to the 10. I'm going to call it right at the 10-yard line. First down.
First and goal from the 9 for the Jack.
And goal from the 9. St. Mary's with the snap. Again to Grimaldo. Going to get close.
Double pass.
That is now going to be marked at about the 3-yard line. 6-yard pickup. Second goal now from the 3-yard line for the Lumberjacks. See if St. Mary's can punch this in. Snap to Barta. Little pitch out to the 4th. Again on that counter play. St. Mary's just trying to pound it up the middle. That time I think it was no gain. Brings up 3rd and goal. 22 seconds. St. Mary's going to keep it on the quarterback keeper this time. And just short of the touchdown, St. Mary's. The Spartans playing tough down there. I do think they got that down to the 1. That's what I'm going to say.
4th and goal for the Jack.
Why does my thing keep doing that? 4th and goal for the Lumberjacks. And the end of the quarter.
At the end of the third quarter of play, the score of Prince Strip.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back. Teams will switch sides. It'll be 4th and goal from about the 1 for the Lumberjacks. Spartans fighting to keep them out of the end zone. See if St. Mary's, if I was St. Mary's, I know that I think the Spartans are going to be loading that box for that run up the middle, but I would trust my guys to probably do that kind of like wedge, everybody in tight, leave in the hands of Jack Barta and just push. I don't know. I think that's the safest choice. I know the Spartans are going to be looking for that particular play possibly, but I think that's the safest, honestly. I mean, you could obviously fake them on the run up the middle and roll out and maybe try to leak somebody out for a pass. We'll see. They go all in tight, wedgie formation, and it's going to be to Julian. Julian takes it in, but there's a flag on the play.
Touchdown Lumberjacks with a flag on the play.
And of course, it's only the second penalty of this drive, but it is against St. Mary's, and it's a big one because it's a 10-yard penalty, and it's now 4th and goal. Fourth and goal from the 11-yard line.
4th and goal from the 11.
So St. Mary's now you basically have to go to the air. So it's going to be, the Spartans are going to be looking for that. We got the pistol formation for Jack. Jack's looking to throw, a little shoulder fake, and he's going to leave it too far out. Can't get it to Julian, and Lumberjacks will turn it over on down. best possession, I would say, of the night as far as penalty-wise and stuff for the Lumberjacks. They only had 2 penalties in that one. But again, that last penalty was a killer. You score it, you get called for a hold. That hold probably well behind the play, didn't need to happen. I mean, this has been just a really bad night for St. Mary's on the penalties. Penalties has been everything. Spartans are not, at this point of the game, the Spartans aren't beating the Lumberjacks. The Lumberjacks are definitely beating the Lumberjacks right now. Spartans come out with 1 receiver, split out. Matthews takes the snap, hands it off. Biegert going to the right side, finds a big opening. He's going to take it to the races. Can the Lumberjacks catch him? And I don't know if they're going to. He's going to outrun everybody to the end zone. The Spartans are going to go up by 2 scores. And now we've got a fight or something going on down there. And that's not good. Some extracurriculars. I've never seen that happen in the St. Mary's game before. Now we got to wait and see. There's going to be people kicked out of this game, I can almost guarantee with that. We'll take a break.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and served from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Got potholes.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With surfaces like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job, Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's an art, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
Any adventure, any task, anytime. There's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Son Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's, Don Cycle, or YamahaMotorsports.com. ATVs are recommended for use only by riders aged 16 years and older. ATVs can be hazardous to operate. Yamaha recommends an approved training course. For safety and training information, see your dealer or call 1-800-887-2887.
Now we are back. Took an extended break there. Laundry all over the field. 89-yard touchdown run by Fegert for the Spartans. And then I've never seen it happen before, but a fight breaks out in the end zone between St. Mary's and Priest River. Officials now talking with coaches. I'm not sure. We'll find out. If you get booted out of the game from either team, you then have to leave the field. You don't get to stay out there. I'm not seeing if they are actually kicking anybody out or not. They might not. It might just go down as unsportsmanlike. But typically, like in pros, if there's a punch thrown, you're typically ejected. I don't know if there was. I don't know if it was just jostling and pushing and squirming around on the ground. I don't know if there was any actual punches thrown at anybody. So St. Mary's coaches are all huddled, or team is huddled over there on their side. The Spartan coach is still huddled up with three of the officials on this side, and I'm waiting to see kind of what happens here. I mean, I don't like seeing that in any football game, and I definitely don't like seeing it when it's St. Mary's, because our guys, are usually pretty good about keeping their cool in all circumstances. So I don't know what could have triggered or who went after who first or what happened, but it's just never acceptable from either team, obviously, as to going into the fact where you just about had to have people come out and drag people off of each other. Officials still kind of discussing things. Now we're going to get some information from the touchdown, obviously good. Going to get unsportsmanlike St. Mary or Spartans. Unsportsmanlike Spartans. The way he's putting his thumb, is that getting three unsportsmanlikes against the Spartans? And I see Sawyer Stout headed out. I think he's one of the Spartans that has been removed from the game. So St. Mary's has several guys. We've got a guy ejected, at least one guy ejected. So the big-time running back for the Spartans, Sawyer Stout, ejected from the game. I haven't seen a Lumberjack player leave the field yet, and they have to leave the field, I'm pretty sure. So I'm not sure who it was for St. Mary's that got ejected. Coach Rouse is looking for some more explanation or something from the officials, and now I think they're finding out, yeah, you gotta get your guy off the field. He can't be out here. And it looks like it's Hayden DeFort. Hayden having a heck of a night tonight, and I think he's the one that's getting removed from the game tonight. So I don't know what happened down there at the end of that play. I'm not going to put any kind of fault on either side right now because I don't know who initiated or started the scrum. Things got a little bit heated a few plays earlier in this game. So Spartans going for two. Lucas Matthews in the pistol. Going to take the snap, hand it to Caprinko. Caprinko is going to be stood up and brought down, and one of the guys there early again was Zach Soten. The two-point conversion is no good. The score is 18-8 in favor of the Spartans with 11:33 to go in the contest, and St. Mary's controlled that first half of action. And again, I said St. Mary's probably should have had 3 touchdowns in that first half. They let penalties be drive killers that have hurt them big time in the first half, and they've continued into the second half. And the Spartans have kind of taken this thing away from the Lumberjacks so far now, 18-8 in favor of Priest River.
Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we are back. Took a look at the Grangeville-Kellogg game. It is 50-22 in favor of the Grangeville Bulldogs over in Kellogg. It doesn't look like they're marking off any. I think they're offsetting the penalty yardage. So there's several guys on each side of the teams here that have to mind their P's and Q's, because there's more unsportsmanlike handed out in that last penalty scrum for both sides. Grimaldo and Brock Barta back deep now to return the kick. High kick. Going to be fielded by Grimaldo at the 15. Grimaldo finds the edge. Going to get to the 46, 47-yard line, and a hold against St. Mary's.
Flag on the play, holding on the Lumberjacks.
That run was all the way to about the 45. That ball's going to be moved back. Looks like they're going to spot that at the Lumberjack 20. No, all the way back to the 15. Lumberjacks first and 10 on their own 15-yard line.
Go for first and 10 from the 10-yard line after the penalty.
Oh, no, they're right. That is at the 10. One receiver to each side for St. Mary's. The snap going to be a throw out to Brock Bart, a little hook and ladder. Julian Grimaldo up to the 22-yard line.
Lateral to Grimaldo. And that's another Lumberjack.
Mark that down at the 22-yard line. First and 10 for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's has to score twice in order to win this game now, so they've got to move fast because it's the fourth quarter with 11 minutes to go. They have to move fast, hope for an onside kick, or score quickly and just play some good defense. One receiver to the near side, one to the top of the formation. Gustav up top. Man in motion, that's Stewart. He has to come in for DeFort as DeFort is out of the game. Going to get a pitch out to Dittman. Dittman looking for the edge. He's going to lay his shoulder into the guy, but he's only going to pick up maybe a yard as Simcox tackles him. Might have only got the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second and 10 for the Lumberjacks at their own 22-yard line. One receiver to the near side, Barta and Gustav to the top. Snap to Barta. Counter play coming near side. Grimaldo finds some room, lowers the shoulder, picks up about 12.
Grimaldo on the carry, and that's another Lumberjack.
First and 10 for the Lumberjacks, up to the 34-yard line of St. Mary's. Right now, that counter's eating things up, but they can't live by that, I don't think, all night long. One receiver to each side for St. Mary's. Gustav the top, Barta to the near side. Jack Barta in the pistol, going to try that counter again. Into the hands of Grimaldo, about a 7-yard pickup.
Double pass to Grimaldo.
Second and 3 for the Lumberjacks.
7, it's going to be second and 3, going on the tackle.
Grimaldo doing a good job of getting behind his blockers, putting kind of a hand on one guy and then deciding which way to dodge off of after the guy makes the block. So 2 receivers out again for the Lumberjacks. Going to try it the other way with Brock Barta. Brock will get tackled across the line of scrimmage. Should be a 3-yard pickup. Should be a first down for St. Mary's.
And that's another Lumberjack.
Still trying to get into the Spartan territory. I know this run is working, but St. Mary's needs to score fast. We need to see if we can't break a big one or not. Caden Morris checks into the game for the Lumberjacks at running back. One receiver to the top, one to the near side. As Stewart comes down to the bottom, Gustav up top, Caden Morris in the backfield. Barta under center, takes the snap. Hand off to Morris. Morris powers forward. Going to be brought down after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. I'm going to call it 4.
Morris is the ball carrier.
Spartans trying to make a change at the front. They bring out the number 53. That is Baldwin. Hatton goes in for him on the defensive line. Stewart to the near side is a wide receiver. Top of the formation is Gustav. Second and about 6. Man in motion for the Lumberjacks. Jack Barta in the pistol. Takes the snap. Looks to throw. He's going to go deep. Looking over the middle. Looking for his brother, Brock Barta, in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Brings up third down.
For Brock Barta. Goes incomplete. Burns with the coverage.
Brings up third down and long for the Lumberjacks. Third and medium. It's been the big play in the second half that has hurt the Spartans. They haven't ran that many plays. They've just busted big ones. Looks like a 4-receiver set for the Lumberjacks this time. Jack Barta takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket, directing traffic. He's going to look to Gustav, and it's incomplete. Barta had to kind of get rid of that fast, and as he was being chased towards the sideline, just out of the reach, Gustav tried to make the catch, and they're going to, I think Jack was trying to get the go for it because it was 7:58. They don't have a lot of time, but it looks like the Lumberjacks are going to punt. Again, they did run a fake earlier. Oh, no, they are. Okay, Jack's coming back out. He was just getting the play call. 4th and 6 for the Lumberjacks. If they can't keep this drive going, this might be their last chance if they can't get a score on this possession. Man in motion. That seemed like a quick delay of game, but they're going to get St. Mary's with a delayed game. 4th and 11 now. Do you still go for it? You don't have much of a choice, I don't think.
Fourth and 11.
Penalties has been the name of the game tonight for St. Mary's. Just under 8 minutes. 2 receivers set. Grimaldo comes to the near side, steps up in the slot as a wide receiver. Taking the snap is Barta. Going to look deep to Gustav. It's over the top, and Gustav, I think that was, I think it was just a little bit out of Gustav's reach, but he should have been able to possibly adjust to that and get out to it, but it's incomplete. Turnover on downs for the Lumberjacks. It was a pretty decent throw to the outside shoulder of Gustav. I think Gustav kind of lost the ball as it got up into the lights maybe. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Spartans, they lost their leading running back in that scrum and fray and fracas, whatever you want to call it. So they've got to bring in a different guy to run the ball for them. It looks like it's Kaprinko. Matthews goes into the pistol. Snap, handoff. Kaprinko met in the hole. We're going to get a penalty finally against the Spartans, I think. I guess I'm saying that a little bit too early, but I don't think the Spartans have had one penalty called against them. St. Mary's crowd is reacting. So I really do think that's just about the first penalty as far as that's concerned, called against the Spartans. I mean, besides the unsportsmanlike we've had at the end of plays, and I'm not saying that it's because the officials haven't called anything against the Spartans. I mean, the Spartans have probably played pretty clean, but every single call is calling against St. Mary's. I'm going to be really curious to hear from our coaches after this game to see what they felt on those calls, if they were all legitimate calls or if there was stuff that they thought was just a little bit maybe nitpicky. One receiver to the near side for the Spartans. Matthews with a snap, hands it to Kaprinko. Kaprinko going to be brought down by, I think it was Loki Rice with the tackle. No gain, I think.